Edit this out. Edit this out.
Camera can't be caught on camera. You gotta take that out.
I said something. Alright, I'll edit that out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no, because the beat would have been playing. Nah, it's fine. I'll edit it out. You guys are tuned into episode 42 of the Lyrical Fix.
Yeah, with your host Kid Pro.
And Sade.
Yeah, what's up? So, this is gonna be a very interesting episode because we actually recorded it in two different locations.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with our interview portion this week. So we had a little bit of audio difficulties over there. So this interview that we had with this guest, before we introduce him, we kind of missed like the first 10 minutes or so of it.
Yeah, like a little, like about 10.
Right.
Yeah.
So when it starts, it's actually going to be like right into the conversation, but you're not going to really miss much. It's kind of just the intro. So we'll do the intro now. So Sade and I traveled about hour and a half to South Jersey. Mm-hmm. We were blown away by how different the place looks. and we were we landed in the neighborhoods. Not going to say what town. We'll keep that private. But we visited our boy Yosonova, producer extraordinaire, boom bap traditionalist, soul king.
Yeah.
Sample, chop, master, all that good stuff. Shout out to Nina as well. They welcomed us with open arms over there at the chop shop. Great fucking time. Guest was there as well.
By the way, I have your wine bottle. I just have to clean them out.
Got you. Good looking. Yeah. Shout out to Thomas, to Tommy.
Oh my God.
The wines were so
I'm debating if I want to drive or just order online.
No, I'm a fucking order. I mean, I could drive, but then the money I would have spent on gas would handle shipping.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
I wonder if it's free shipping.
If it's like an order over $20, maybe something like that.
A bottle's 15.
All right, so then, all right. Well, then you're not to buy two.
I'm buying.
If a bottle's 15, it's not gonna be over 20 with tax. So you gotta buy two.
No, I'm buying like 4. I'm
buying that cranberry.
The pineapple, the cranberry.
The cranberry was dope.
The peach and maybe the blueberry. There's a blueberry.
Well, I'm definitely doing pineapple. I never had pineapple wine, but I'm sure it tastes good. Mm-hmm. So if it's anything like pineapple lavas.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went on to, what's up?
I have some still.
All right, so what's up? We'll try some then. I need some. Nigga, you should give me a.
Well, this is watermelon.
All right, fair.
Go ahead.
I thought you meant wine. All right, I'm thinking lava.
Oh, no, I wish.
I just took 2 sips of your beer. I got to piss again already. Jesus. So, weird. All right, so yeah, we traveled to South Jersey. Very interesting place. Got to neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. Met up with Yost, met up with Nina, had some pizza, had some wine. We got into some great conversation. Guest was there playing producer. Shout out to Guest for helping us out with the filming and everything. We got some angles, so we're going to get into that. Of course, as you know, you can find us at the Lyrical Fix Pod on IG. You can check us out. All our past 41 episodes on Anchor, AudioMac, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Check the clips as well on the Lyrical Fix Pod page that we're posting every week to give you all little highlights of the episode of that week, and also past episodes as well. Yeah. Check out our monthly clips. You know, we're getting better with the editing game. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, give us the 5-star ratings. Keep us hot out in these podcast streets. Shout out to everybody that's been showing love on the gram and everywhere else to our podcast. Shout out to all the new people we've met. It's been a crazy summer so far, or excuse me, about to start, but it's been a crazy time in quarantine, and we are grateful to just be sort of somewhat out of this whole quarantine mess and getting to meet with people. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're social distancing, keeping it safe, but still, it's just nice to see everybody outside.
Oh yeah,
and kind of see some
type
of normalcy.
I've been just with family, and like besides you guys, I've been with family. I got a nice tan. I'm loving it. I got a fucking watch tan. This started from the protest, and then I'm like, you know what? This is embarrassing. Driving down, I tried not to wear it a little bit, but I was like, fuck it, and I ended up wearing it.
See, if you were driving, you could just, this is on your left arm, you could keep your left arm out.
Oh no, not driving. I did that when I was doing laundry. I left my whole arm out.
Were you tanning outside? Were you?
I was
doing laundry outside? What the fuck?
Well, no, because you can't be in the laundromat, and I always sit in my car anyway.
Oh, so while the clothes are washed and you're outside.
Yeah, because that's how I was watching the Dave Chappelle shit, which we get into this episode. So, and it was funny because I think I was smoking, so I usually have the windows with the AC on. So I'm like, damn, my fucking arm is burning. So I'm like, all right. So I have like sunscreen, and then as I'm spraying it, I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna leave it. So I did like just sunscreen on like the tanned area and left my watch but it's still
Wait, sunscreen or tanning lotion? Because you should have put tanning lotion on that one spot and let that shit tan.
I know. That's what I realized. So I bought, when I went food shopping yesterday, I bought some tanning lotion.
Yeah. I learned very early in my life that there's a huge difference between tanning lotion and sunblock.
Oh, it is. Oh, no. Man, when I was in
and
high
I paid for it.
When I was in high
severely.
school. Oh, really?
Severely. Severely. I put it all over my fucking body like, I'm ready, baby. I'm good. Little did I know, the next 2 days, I was in agonizing pain out in Florida. Oh, it was the worst 2 days of my life out in Tampa.
No. Tanning oil goes a long way for me because I only use it maybe like the first 2 times I get sun. And then after that, I don't need it because I get dark quick.
My dumbass.
The only thing, I bought some now because I have no idea where my last one went. But fucking, in high school, I used to use baby oil.
Okay. Yeah, that was a.
It was because I had it and I didn't have that. I'm like, I'm not spending no money. I was cheap as fuck.
This is SPF 2. This will do.
SPF 0. Fucking baby oil 0. Because when
you was glistening out in that sun though.
It was. If I didn't have like coconut oil, like when we used to go out in like dresses and heels, I would put coconut oil or baby oil. And then somebody was like, like that shit will cook you up in the sun. I was like, word? Say less.
Yo, I have. Now I come to think of it, I've never seen you in heels.
No, I haven't worn heels in a long time.
Holy shit.
At the beginning of Check It, I used to, it's funny, I wore heels, I think the first time in this location that we're at now in Lodi, but it was so, dingy in the beginning that my sister was like, bitch, this is no, you can wear sneakers.
This ain't the time for that.
No. and my other, the first venue I was in, East Rutherford, nice as fuck, so nice. I'm wearing heels and everything. I have so many heels, and I don't wear them.
That's crazy.
I'm more of a sneaker girl, but, I mean.
Yeah, I can tell. They have seen heels, and it's going to fucking blow my mind.
Yeah, it's always, but to me, it's like, I'm going to need heels sometime. So.
Of course.
They just stacking up.
I still got those dress shoes in my closet somewhere, ready.
And it's funny because I have so many heels, and I can't fucking wear them anywhere. I don't go out like that anyway, so.
Fair, same here.
Yeah.
All right, so so like I said before, that was just a quick intro. So shout out to Yosonova again for letting us in the chop shop. Having a great fucking time, man. Talked about a lot of stuff.
A round of applause for Yos.
South Jersey pizza's not that bad.
Yeah,
the wine is incredible.
I
got to learn a little bit more about the wine culture. I believe I'm a little bit more of a connoisseur than I was last week. I like to think. So shout out again to Thomas Farrell. What was it? I got the name wrong now this week, I'm sure.
No, you did, but I don't remember it right
All right, but I just call it Tommy. Wines.
I have a screenshot when I found it online.
Please correct me.
I got you. I'm probably not going to know how to say his name anyway. Tomasello?
Tomaseller wines. Yes.
Okay.
Tomaseller and the cranberry Moscato and the peach.
The cranberry wine and peach Moscato.
Peach Moscato, excuse me. Cranberry wine and peach Moscato. Very great.
So, yeah, what was I going to say? So, I'm going to go, we're going to go straight into the interview. So, this is I think you had asked him about his influences.
Yes, I did the cliche questioning and I asked him about his influences.
Yeah, so this is him explaining his shit.
Yeah. Catch you on a bit.
Just a Pioneer SR. Had that for almost 4 or 5 years. And ever since, so just kind of, still learning and shit like that, though. Just playing around with music like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I see that you're heavy into the sample game.
Yeah, I mean, especially, my influences and shit come from Pete Rock, Madlib, Jay Dilla, Alchemist.
Speaking my language.
Shit, Ninth.
Yes.
Those kind of cats like that, though. And then from the DJ side, guys like Jazzy Jeff,
right.
Quick, DJ Screw from the Houston scene, though. I've always loved those type of sounds of how they were able to kind of fuse things that you would never hear from the hip hop scene and just kind of put it in there for people to get in touch with.
That is one thing that was really interesting to me when I started speaking and we started just building that you had a big love for the Houston scene.
Yes.
And that you know a lot about Houston rappers as well. That surprised me a lot because I didn't hear much in the samples, but then just talking to you and then seeing the music that you're actually into. I'm like, all right, I see where it's coming from. Yeah.
Yeah, especially my dad being from the military. Well, both my parents were in the military. I used to travel a lot. My dad, when he was stationed in Houston, he had some of DJ's original screw tapes, the great tapes and shit he used to had. And I was listen to that as a kid. I'm like, wow, like I knew this song though, but this song was like the way how it was mixed, slowed down. I was like, oh my God, how did he do that? And then that just kind of got me into like to be able to kind of get into the DJ side of things and be able to manipulate music like that. Because it's just the fact that someone that can be able to take a song that you knew and flip it into a whole new way that you were like, oh wow, I never would have seen it that way or hear it that way.
Word up, man. The essence of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the sampling thing is such a big thing, man. I feel like it's a lost art.
It is. I mean, it's a lost art, but also there's kind of a stigma to it though, because especially in the industry, with a lot of like lawsuits and shit like that, with people like claiming that they did it.
To do it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it can get expensive though. But again, though, like I know Guess is one of his producers, DJ Payne One, touches bases on it though about sampling though, where you can still be able to do it though without having to ask permission and shit like that though. It just depending on what kind of artist you are though. If it's like if you're like a Drake, maybe a different story though. But if you're someone that's local though, then no, by all means though, go
Drake
ahead.
Can just go ahead and have lunch with Sade and bam, done.
Exactly.
Like,
Okay, so all right, so you're saying then for like an independent artist, it's easier for them to get the sample off.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's like depending on how the independent artists like how they gain their fame and such like that. If it's someone like who like say like Lil Nas X, in his his position, were to get popping with like one particular track that has a sample and shit like that, that might be different with that though. But say someone who's like a established artist, yeah, they can be a lot easier for them to be able to clear it. But someone who's like a local independent, they don't really have to go through all that.
All right, so
process.
for instance, let's say, just for anybody that doesn't know, let's say if a Drake came out with that song that Juice WRLD did with that sample, instead of Juice WRLD being an unknown rapper coming out with that famous Sting sample, or was it Police?
Sting.
It was just Sting?
No, it was just
Okay. And then him coming out with a banger, it would have been easier for Drake because he could have reached out.
Yeah, most
So,
definitely. I mean, because
all
he's got the resources too, though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Especially who he's tied with and shit like that. But then again, that's like the tough part too, though, because again, there's like artists too who are even on Drake's level sometimes don't get shit cleared though. You know what I mean? So it's all about, if you want to be on the safe side, you can be able to clear it though. But if it's like, hey, if I'm not gonna have to worry about that, then by all means. So you know what I mean.
And I think depending on the artist, you either go through them, like if they're no longer alive, you have to go through their estate or possibly a record label and shit.
Like usually,
So,
sometimes
like,
they're
the Marvin
lawyers.
Gaye.
Yeah.
You go through
Yeah, it was-
lawyers and certain like publishing and all that kind of stuff. Like
It was
that.
Marvin Gaye's estate that they were just suing left and right.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were killing careers from that, though. I mean, shit,
Yeah.
look at, what's his name, Robin Thicke, when Pharrell. I'm surprised Pharrell didn't get hurt as bad with that, though, even though he was the one who produced the track, though.
Yeah.
What was the name of that track? The
Blur Lines?
Blur Lines,
Yeah.
Yeah, because Pharrell been doing it a lot longer.
Oh.
And like he has so many different.
Man's
like,
a vampire.
roots yeah, for real. He has so many. He looks exactly the same.
No. You know what? It's
Exactly
crazy.
the
I saw him
fucking
doing an
same.
interview, or what the fuck did he do an interview for the other day?
The joint with Kanye?
Huh?
The one with Kanye?
No, he did some other shit recently. I don't know if it was the Bruce Lee doc or something else that I saw recently that he was being interviewed. He had gold teeth in. He's starting to get that old face. Maybe it's just me. He's starting to.
A little
He's
bit.
been looking the
I've
same
seen
like
it in the photos.
the past
Kanye
5
one,
years.
yeah.
Dude's been looking like weird. Like all the energy's finally getting
He
sucked out of him.
aged.
Pause. Like just
You're fucking pause.
because it seemed like it. Damn it.
No, see, okay.
Of course I have it.
Let's address this pause.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's address it.
Okay, let's stop talking about yo.
It'll
address
just for
male
2 seconds.
toxicity.
Okay, it'll
All
be
right.
like 2 minutes. But why do you pause if it's just like it's just me and you in the room?
It's a natural habit, and people are listening.
It was less than 2 minutes.
Some
but-
people can take it out of context, so, too.
Yeah.
True.
Now, look, granted, it's not like somebody's gonna hit me like later in IG and be like, "Oh, yo, at minute 7, 53 seconds, you didn't say pause." Whoa. And I obviously I don't care about that, but in the moment,
No,
it's
that
just-
would be me, but I wouldn't do it. After
Look.
like by the time I finish editing, I usually forget.
this
anyway.
whole thing that Cameron did with the no homo sparked a generation of this male toxicity, homophobic bullshit. I get it, because from there it went on to the pause game, where it's just like who can say the most, or that's what she
Because
said.
Well, that's what she
It
said.
turned
is a
in, but that's the
classic.
white version
Thank you.
of pause
Still a
and no homo.
classic, and it's not the white version. It's
It is the
Michael
white
Scott
version.
It's
That's
Michael
what she
fucking
said?
Scott, huh?
White version? Is that not?
Yeah, but it's Michael Scott. That's it. It's fine. It's okay.
Everybody in the room, would you not agree? That's like the white
It is.
people's
It
version.
is. No, that Michael Scott. Thank you. No.
It's a white guy.
Yes, he is a white guy. Yeah,
It's the white people's version.
Yes,
the one you can say at school and at work and not get in trouble for it.
Michael Scott is white, but a little exempt, so it's okay.
Why?
He hugged Stanley and he kissed Oscar. It's fine. Oh wait, did I get his name?
He kissed Oscar. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait, hold on, was that the right? Yeah.
No one's all right. Still, all right. Oh. Yeah, you're going off.
Are we gonna do this office thing? Okay.
Shut up.
All right, back to Yos.
So random. I hate you. All right.
No, I've been wanting to address it and I keep forgetting. Because the last episode we got into dick pics and then I forgot. So it's fine.
Pause. No, I understand. She said it. See what I mean? See, it's just a thing now. It's a thing. It just jumps out at me.
Can you check that camera real quick? Anyway, go ahead. My bad.
No, it's okay. About to say I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, right. Because it's easy to have when you talk about this.
Well, no, you had said it before, and I don't have to pause for that. So
I did not say dick pics before, for the record.
Actually, I think you started that. You started the conversation, in the last episode.
Pause.
So you're just gonna offer guess my mic? That's how it is.
All right, I threatened.
I didn't even threaten to replace you with Yos. I just said me and Yos had a bang. I was like, oh, Pro, don't be mad. I was kind of potting without you. Me and Yos have been talking like all morning. He goes, oh, you trying to replace me? You trying to replace me?
You trying to replace me? See, that's where my voice got like kind of high. What?
Try to replace me with guests and bullshit. Here.
All right, back in. All right, man. So after some technical difficulties, I had to check on the cameras real quick. So we were talking about the sample game, about how clearances and stuff, how tough it is. But going back into just the art of sampling, do you feel like it's been stagnant recently? I mean, you hear so many different producers that do a certain style or go after the same type of records. Do you feel like they need to change more genres? Do you feel like it's not evolving? Do you feel like it's stuck in the same place? How do you feel about the sample game as a whole?
Well, it's like, I mean, especially for me though, because like I'm good friends with a lot of people from like different parts of the world that when they sample stuff, you can definitely tell what kind of sample styles are from certain regions in the world. So I would say, not as far as stagnant though. I think right now, the spectrum of sampling has kind of like hit its peak where you can kind of see people, you can see a certain style, but people can mix around with it though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially up in New York though, in the underground scene though, you're seeing a lot of guys kind of playing around with the lo-fi, but mixing with the boom bap-ish though. So it's kind of it's very dusty, very raw, very unfiltered though. But if you go into like in the European scene, you can tell that you can see they have an appreciation of the 90s boom bap.
Yes.
But kind of like the drums that they use are very crisp, and the sampling they use, especially like European countries though, their samples they have over there is like fucking phenomenal though. It's like you can dig for days and flip it no matter how many times you want though. But then, you know, you also have people, niche rappers or producers like guys like Rock Marciano, the Griselda camp like Westside Gun and Benny and Conway that have developed that no drums type sound that people can find ways to, you know, take a loop and kind of mix it in different ways. So, you know what I mean? So
no, I heard something about Griselda that was pretty interesting, and I wanted to ask to see if you knew about it. That apparently the way that they were able to get sample clearances was they actually created their own samples. Did you hear something about that? Like Derringer or Beat Butcher, like they didn't actually sample anybody. They just made sounds that sounded like it was sampled.
Derringer, yes, though, but I don't know how much of like the percentage of their catalog was though, because most of the samples I've heard,
Well, on the major label debut, on what would Sheen Gun do? Because it would have been tougher to get those.
Oh, with that one, yeah, because
that was a major label debut.
See, I didn't hear about that though. I mean, I knew it was because it was off of Shady Records, so they
that's one, Interscope and all that shit, or just Shady probably. What?
You're making this up?
No, I actually heard.
I didn't know. I didn't hear
because it's much tougher on a major label.
True.
To get the sample clearance.
It would make sense to do it since they signed to Shady.
Yeah.
Which was in like the past 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then if you just put it out for promotional use only and you're just making money off the merch, then you're not really.
But I'm surprised though, because then also too though, don't they have? I mean, I think it's Benny and Westside though specifically though, but then I don't know if it's Griselda as a whole though, but then they just sign up with Rock Nation for management as well too.
They did,
shit like that though.
They got Rock Nation under management, yeah. See, my thing is if you're not supposed to sample a lot of these joints. A lot of them are on streaming sites,
Right.
so they're getting paid some way.
True.
So, I don't know. Some rules are breaking, some aren't. I don't know, man.
And especially like West Side's, not his latest project though, but the one before the one he just dropped for Pray for Paris, Hitler Wears
and
Hermes.
Yeah.
I mean, that all in general though was just like all samples in general.
All samples, bro. So it's like, and then once those go on streaming sites, like, is he giving those out for free too? Like, is he just making his money off merch? Because the way he's doing it,
Well, that's how
he's killing shit off
that's
merch.
how he got big. First off, was the merch game. I mean, he's a fashion designer of his own. I mean, all his hoodies he was doing. Also, he was one of the biggest reasons with the vinyl pressing, because people weren't really buying vinyls like that from anything in general until, him and a couple other guys in that underground circuit that were pushing different vinyls, like limited edition.
Right.
And they were selling them for like, I mean, from what I heard, I think West Side sold, I don't think if it was West Side, but someone from his camp though, they were selling vinyls for like $1,000 a piece.
Oh shit.
I'm like, but people were buying it though.
No, I
so.
can believe that.
Yeah, for a collector's edition type item.
Yeah.
I see that happen all the time. But even his hoodies, like I remember he had like a Chris Benoit hoodie.
I actually got a couple of his hoodies in my closet actually.
Those shits were expensive, right? Those
Yeah,
shits was-
I think what was it, the hippie tie dye one I had? That
Word.
was like $200, but it was only
Yeah.
20 in the world.
Right, because of exclusivity.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, but that's how you know you got a good fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's doing the work. Like you've gained that notoriety, you've gained that type of quote clout.
And they've
get
been
your shit up.
persistent enough. Even before they got into Shady, they were
Yeah,
persistent.
just making dope music. Just goes to show you, man. Yeah, their style is fucking amazing.
Oh my
man.
god, I would love to produce for him.
I love
all
the
them
fact
cats.
that type of rap has made it back into like the mainstream
Thank
culture.
God.
The new renaissance, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
man. Goes a long way. Now,
Because no, go ahead.
no, please go ahead.
No, because I was like, you're talking about like that coming back. It's funny. Remember like mumble rap, which I mean, I don't really think is around anymore. But
It's dying out.
yeah, but when that was like at its peak, and you're like, oh my god, where are the lyricists? Oh my god, what's going on?
Listen, I've been saying that though.
Yeah.
Even from a producer standpoint, though, it's just like, yeah, it's good to listen to it though, but it's just like at the same time, do you want to listen to a whole project of that? Honestly,
Of mumble rap?
of
Oh,
mumble
no.
rap,
No.
I will shoot myself in the head. Honestly, like
The only time it was, I guess, digestible for me was in the club drunk. That's about
Right.
it.
okay, so
Right.
that's
Just-
yeah.
Yeah, that was about it.
That
That
shit's
was probably
like-
the only, because I didn't realize it, I guess, at the time, and then it was like a few days later, weeks later, whatever, song comes on the radio, or and I was sober. I'm just driving with my friend. Turn this shit off. I have a video of you. So I was like, you do not. And yeah, it was a video of me drunk as hell singing to a song, and singing, rapping, whatever. No idea what song it was, but apparently I did when I was drunk.
See, that
It
shit.
was one of those where they just kind of like repeat the same thing over.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that music does serve a purpose,
Yeah.
for brief moments. That's why I call it, shout out to Guess again. He has mood music. This shit is called moment music. It's just good for like a brief fucking moment when you're drunk.
moment, yeah, we
Moment
have
music.
moment music, and we have vibe music too.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
that
the vibe shit too, yeah.
The vibe shit,
it
too.
depends on what you call it. But yeah, that shit is dying out. All that mumble.
And thank God.
Thank God.
But it was funny to think, it was funny to think that at one point, when it was at its peak, and we're like, well, that's fucking music sucks. Like we're never gonna have good music again. And then now look, like what we have now.
Yeah, I remember the past 5 years, people saying, "Where are the bars at? Where the real rappers, the lyricists at?" And these dudes come out of nowhere.
Yeah, but that's when I told, like, you had mentioned, like, oh, like, I don't know if I should feel some type of way when they call me, like, oh, you're, like, that's rap, or, oh, he's a real rapper. Like, what do you mean? I'm a real rapper.
Yeah,
But
we
we
talked
had
about it a
spoke
couple
about that,
times,
yeah.
like when, like the song we just did, 11 a.m. Parsippany. I'm gonna play that for people, right? And I'll perform it, and they'll come up to me after the show and they'll be like, "Yo, man, you keep doing that. You that real hip hop." Like artists that do mumble and do trap and do R&B, whatever, they look at me like, "Yo, you that's Kid Pro. It's that real hip hop." So what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah, that's
It's just a weird. It feels like a backhanded compliment in a way sometimes. Like I've spoken to Guess about it as well. He told me not to take it so serious, and I see his side of it. But sometimes it just
And
feels
I've-
like
no, and I've told
it's a
you the same
backhanded
thing.
compliment because he gets the same shit too. Me and him are in that
Yeah.
real hip hop category. What? Because we spit? Because we actually
Yeah.
talk about our
Well,
feelings?
no, because it's been,
Like-
it's been,
I don't
I'm trying to
understand
think
it.
of the word. Yeah. Yeah, because at a point, it was a regular thing. It was, this is what hip hop is. Then you got the mumble rap, the melodic, and then now that, I mean, I don't like to say it's a comeback, but now that, you know, there's more supply of it, I mean, the more demand of it, so now it's, you know, it's everywhere. And that transition, then it kind of like, okay, so lyricists, like, these are the people, that's real hip hop, that's what it is, because they're just saying, like, that's what.
It's pure.
It's pure.
I don't know. So then what do you call that other shit?
Fake. I don't know.
Yeah, so you can't call it fake.
No.
It's not like we call, you know, my shit dry and you call their shit wet. I'm just saying, it's
well,
like
I wouldn't say that's why, like, it's not, you can't say it's a backhanded, like, insult
the way it's said, you know, because it's just like,
yeah, but if anything, it's an insult to themselves.
right. So like, what the fuck are you saying? So are you insulting me or are you insulting yourself? Like, it's just
So
a
you're
very
getting
confusing
mad for
moment.
them?
Huh?
You're getting mad for them?
I guess. So I'm looking for something to get mad about.
I guess.
I'm in such a nice chill setting. I don't want to get mad at anything, but I feel like I have to every episode. If I don't get mad at something.
No, you get mad on Thursday when we finish this. It's fine.
True. All right. Fair enough.
I'll save it for them.
All right. All right. So that, you know, speaking about that, Yos, how do you feel about that whole type of scene? Like, would you ever see yourself making more of those beats and going away from like what your signature sound is?
I mean, to be honest with you, I've always been that type of person. I like a challenge. I like to kind of be outside the box. I like to play with different palettes of sounds that, you know, that can cater to somebody. And maybe it could be a challenge for me though, but I can be able to just like, hey, let me do something that can fit that person I'm working with though, but in a way it's kind of my twist to it. You know what I mean? I kind of almost consider my style vintage with a twist, which is kind of like taking something that you already have or something that's been done before, but kind of reinvented it, you know what I mean, type of shit.
Refurbish it?
Yeah, most definitely.
Nice little polish.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Most definitely, though. Just because, for me, though, it's just like, I mean, again, like whoever I'm working with or collabing with, though, I want to kind of give them something that they're comfortable with, though, but at the same time, I like to kind of give it a flair where it's like, all right, this is definitely something, you know, it's kind of like a, you know, a dance between me and, just the way I look at it, though. I kind of look at it through more of a outside the box, though, where I like to kind of like treat it as a dance, where I want to like do something where we can be able to like work with and such like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, is that what you had in mind for Ron Solomon Guess's track for Free Will?
You know, funny, that's now that joint, that beat alone was actually a throwaway beat. That one was,
really?
Yeah. That beat, it was actually, for me,
It'd be the
was,
throwaways.
That shit is fucking hard. That shit's a banger.
I was just kind of like, you know, and, you know, my lady can attest to this, though. When I'm usually driving, she'll hold my MacBook, and I'll be driving with one hand. I'll have my one hand on the laptop.
Very good. And back in. Go.
So, like, pretty much, like, I'll have one hand on the MacBook and one hand on the wheel, and pretty much I would just make beats with one hand.
God
like,
damn.
I cued my MacBook with my my DJ program to be able to do it a certain way where I know where certain cues of the certain song is. So I can just kind of, like, drive and vibe it out, and whatever I'm feeling is what I'm putting onto the beat as well.
Wait, and you're hitting the drum pad while you're driving?
Yeah.
God damb, bro.
That's insane.
Actually, no, it's sample, then drum pad. Yeah. So
You doing all that while you're driving?
That's wild.
Driving safely? Wait,
Yeah,
got your
you
seatbelt
know.
on? So it's all good? No, it's great. No, I was strapped. It's all good. Holy shit.
So, like, pretty much that beat, I was, like, making on the car ride, and I was just, like, you know, I was feeling it. And, you know, I was like, you know what, let me just post it real quick, though, and put it on my IG and let people see it, you know, what they feel about it. And then Ron hit me on the comment section, even the DMs. He's like, yo, bro, you got to send me this real quick. I need this.
Of course.
And
Ron be
Ron's
fucking
a
on it.
sniper.
like, dude, like, I swear, like,
He trying to be so humble
there's
too.
there's not a
The whole
day,
episode, yeah.
like, not even a post that I'll put on there that I had a beat, instant Ron. Can I have this beat? Can I have this beat?
Man.
Instantly, like, I'm like, shit, though. Like,
You know,
not even 5 seconds till the video posted up, though. It's like, can I have this beat? Can I have this beat?
You know Ron turned on the notifications for this nigga quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
quick.
got me on
And then
notification
when
squad, though.
Villa
For
is
real.
the same way. So when I said it to Villa's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay, yeah, I bet you don't know.
See, you just did it again. The voice. The guy voice. I don't know what you're talking about. See,
I'm
stop that
I'm
shit.
never gonna stop. You stop ranting. You stop hulking out.
Fair enough. All right.
But yeah, no, pretty much the that beat though, yeah, it was. I was like, yeah, go ahead, you can do whatever you want with it, and pretty much the rest was history.
That shit was masterful, bro. Fucking love that shit.
I didn't even know the story of how Ron got the beat until
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm surprised he never told you that though. Yeah, I was just like, I honestly was gonna like take the whole post and stuff down. I was like, I was feeling because originally, and it's going back to the sampling question.
Yeah.
So originally, I ain't gonna say such and such's name though on the original producer on there.
Okay.
But originally, I came to him for samples and all that kind of stuff like that for other songs though, and he was kind of being an asshole about it though. And there's this one.
No, he's not giving
I can't say his name though. Just out of respect.
How dare you?
I thought we were still talking about Ron. I'm like,
No.
wait, Ron's mean?
But
wait.
pretty
So
much
power behind that bow tie.
I was about to say, I'm like, I know that bow tie was hiding something.
I know it.
I knew
The
it.
darkness.
So
ahead,
pretty
go
much
ahead.
though, the whole sample that the producer used, I really really liked, but I wanted to kind of flip it in a different way though. So I kind of took the sample and chopped it up, like just the way I feel as though it was me. Because sometimes like when you chop up stuff and all that though, like yeah, people can chop up the same loop, same type of bar, but you want to do it in a way where it's like, all right, I can see how they went with that though.
Right.
So I figured I want to kind of go something with that. And with me, I was like, let me throw some drums on it. Let me throw some hard in, 808s, kicks, all
Yeah.
that such. Excuse me. And from there, I was just kind of like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna throw this on there and see what it goes. And Ron fucked with it, and I was like, all right, like I definitely got to send this to him. But without him getting tripped up with the sampling side, because I don't want Ron going with the same issue that I did with the guy.
Right.
I actually hit up the original artist of the sample, who's well known in Philly, Victor Duplay, and I was like, hey, it's okay if I can get this through, and he give us the okay.
Gave you the blessing.
Yeah, so I
That's so dope.
pretty much I did it in a way where I found the source material where I was like, all right, well, if this asshole's not gonna let this, the producer wasn't gonna let me go through this. Let me go to where he actually sampled.
Yeah, the
from.
primary source.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And he was super cool though. Yeah, he was a really, he's a really cool gentleman though, and all that though. And he was like, yeah, most stuff, and yeah.
What genre of music was that? Does he do?
You know what? It's weird. It's like Philly soul with, with the South American type vibes, like very like with the drums, like very like jungle like
Okay.
ish though. So it was like very smooth and melodic though, but still had those like very like those drums buried in the background that just kind of like kind of get that jungle vibe though.
I
So,
wish
Yeah.
we could talk about every beat and play the sample as we're
Huh?
talking
I was
about it.
just thinking about our last visit to Greenhouse.
I'm telling you, listen, that
amazing.
song alone though is baby making music though. I'll tell you straight up.
See,
though.
now, you gotta play that when we get
Yeah,
go on
we
break.
have-
I'm
you
trying to
have
hear
to,
that
yeah.
shit. Yeah, everything.
No, I
See?
got you.
Oh, we can't even play this shit during the pod, right? There's certain stuff we can't play for like licensing purposes, whatever.
Possibly though.
Like, there's certain shit we
Possibly.
can't play YouTube during the podcast. Nothing on YouTube.
No, what do you mean? Yeah, we can.
Nah,
Well, it depends
other
on who it
podcasts you
belongs
can't.
to. In that
It's a
sense.
licensing. You can't go through YouTube.
Technically, yeah.
I could be wrong.
But there is some things like if I get
Guess
side
numbers,
note,
man.
if we do like a copy, what? Oh, my bad. If we,
I was wondering if he knew.
oh,
That's fine.
if we do like a, I was gonna say if like this past episode, right?
Yeah.
I open with Bronxland. Well, after Cape Poetic,
Right.
they have their stuff copywritten, but it doesn't. It's just that we can't monetize off of it. That's it.
Right, but if we play
But it
their
doesn't
shit,
affect it.
aren't they getting a stream off of that? If you play it on a show?
Not necessarily. I'm not entirely sure.
Is that
That's
not-
why whatever I play, I try to do it off like something instead of ripping it off.
Right? If we play the song on the, but it's not a stream every time somebody else plays it. Just when we played it that one time.
I think so.
Like if 1 million people stream our episode and it played like Guess a song, would Guess get 1 million streams?
No idea.
Do you know?
I don't think so.
Doesn't count that way.
No, because technically it would be our video,
Yeah.
and we're only doing like a few seconds. Well, like a minute.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wonder if that got through. If you could have heard that whole explanation.
Damn.
If not, you schooled us.
It was really good.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye. What was I gonna say? Do you want to keep going? Take a break?
How far are we?
Quick? 40.
40? Let's break. We usually break at the 40-minute mark. All right, break. How we feeling?
Great.
Right. All right, and we're back from break.
Mm-hmm.
Still here with Yosonova. He was playing us some beats during his break. Oh, the unreleased joints. How is that free will beat like a throwaway? Just how? Just when I heard that, and then you played the original sample, like, what the fuck? But I get it, though. Sometimes it'd be like that.
Well, then again, it's like, who can you really see, like, ride on a beat like that, though? But then here comes Ron enters the chat. You know what I mean? So
The bow tie strikes again. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
shout out to him, though.
Shout out to Ron, man. Shout out to Guess. There you go. Little dash of mood music. It's a fucking beautiful thing, man. That's the great shit about fucking music, man. All right, now we've been talking about music a lot, but a lot of this podcast, we do have to get into the other important stuff that's going on around the world. Now, one of the big things that happened, surprisingly, in the past day, Dave Chappelle, everybody's favorite comedian, I'm sure everybody in this room agrees, delivered a surprise special, if you want to call it. Wasn't the funniest specials. The funniest of specials is more so of like a serious talk about what's going on in today's climate, and everybody in this room saw it. So I feel like we can take a little bit of a deep dive into it on our thoughts. Let's start with Sade. What'd you think about the Chappelle? It was called 846, by the way, which was the amount of time that that police officer Derek Chauvin, or was it Derek?
I never know how to say
whatever
his last name, so
dude's
yeah,
name that
skip
was
it.
that had his neck on George Floyd. It was for 8 minutes and 46
That
seconds.
shit was powerful. It's also the time he was born.
Right, Dave Chappelle. Yeah, was born at
Which was
8:46 in the
insane
morning.
to me, yeah. Because, I mean, I'm not like a numerologist or anything, but I think like sometimes
How
those
that plays a
are-
part, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of does. So it was just super powerful, and I wasn't really expecting funny. I love Dave Chappelle, and I know he can do that, but I didn't think about that. I watched it, you know, not trying to expect his regular, but knowing like he was gonna, you know, talk some shit like he normally does, and just, man, what really struck out to me, besides, you know, with the numbers and the time and, you know, all that stuff, was him saying, like, his observation of, like, the protest and everything, and him saying, like, you guys can drive, I'm gonna chill the back seat. Because for so long, even millennials looking at Gen Z, and then what would be before millennials? What was that one?
Gen X.
Gen X.
Yeah.
And then it was baby boomers before Gen X, right?
Correct.
So regardless, each generation before is always like, oh, you guys ain't shit kind of thing.
Yeah.
So for that to finally happen, where it's like, all right, you got this, we believe in you kind of thing, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah, man, it was very heartfelt. It was a lot of emotions going through it. He still tried to be funny, but he also, like you were saying before, he was asking the crowd, like, hey, you getting bored yet? While he was running down the stories that were going on, just reminding us of everybody from Eric Gardner to Philando Castile to Trayvon Martin, just telling each story.
Yeah.
And the way he connected it with stuff that he was going through, like the one scene where he was talking about the earthquake that might have been maybe 35 seconds and all the stuff he grabbed, like it didn't compare to the 8 minutes and 46 seconds of a man who knew he was going to die calling out for his mom. Like the power and emotion in that whole scene. We were going to play the clip before, but it couldn't go through. But
and
just
then
the emotion.
relating it to like his father calling out for
Right, yeah,
grandmother.
all that together, all those stories that he just kind of like circled back to and just put together. Like it was just amazing the way he put it down. Like it's just like, if that is considered comedy, it's like a really like crazy way of delivering it.
Yeah.
And still telling a message and still being like thought provoking. I thought that was really cool.
Even like the celebrity part of it, where like we had talked about it, where everybody's talking shit about Drake. Oh, well, you're like, you want to rep black. Like, well, he is black, but okay.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be black so bad. Why haven't you said anything? Who cares what these celebrities have to say?
Yeah.
And Dave said it like, why should I say anything? It's coming from the streets as it should.
Right, the streets are talking.
What do I have to add to it, kind of thing. But Yos, how'd you feel about it?
Yeah, and I think that line he said that the streets are talking, I think that stuck out to me the most, though, because again, I mean, especially, you're considered a celebrity to the media, though, and to everybody. People always look up to celebrities as like a trusted, model, what I mean?
Yeah.
So they always want to see what they have to say, though, and sometimes in a situation like this, too, though, we, again, he said it, too, do you really look forward to what somebody your favorite comedian has to say about it, though? I mean, everybody's seen the footage, though, what happened, though. Like, everybody can really make up, their opinion on it and, take their stand on it. We shouldn't have to wait what a celebrity or what a higher figure has to say to it to form an opinion on it, though. You know what I mean? So
because he said he's like, I get it, like you guys trust me,
yeah,
but I shouldn't have to.
yeah, I shouldn't have to be like I should be the one to say something first. You guys, you know, you're standing up for it though, and I'm right behind you with it as well.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he had to go and tell a story about how one of his family members was a former slave in order to like get the past to be like, okay, you've said enough. Like it's like turned into that.
Yeah.
Like people we're going off on Kendrick for not showing up. We were talking about it last one. Like if we really did care about that
'Cause
shit,
if people want to go after Drake.
yeah,
then look
like all right, then if those people should go after Kendrick, then boom, there's a protest in Compton. He's there with DeMar DeRozan. He's there with YG.
Yeah.
He didn't make any noise. His face was covered. All you could see was his eyes. And if you've seen Kendrick before, you see the short dude with those very recognizable eyes. You knew that was him.
Yeah.
That's it. He didn't have to say shit. He showed up, took a couple photos, probably stayed for the whole protest, but that was it.
Which I commend him for, though,
Yeah.
because, I mean, also a lot of people are like attention whores with situations like this, too. They want to make it seem like, oh, I'm doing something that's right, you know, pat me on the back for it, though. For Kendrick, though, he just like, listen, I'm with the people, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I am a citizen of, you know, the United States, though, and there's a situation that needs to be addressed, though, and I'm right with you. I don't have to stand out and make a big statement about it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So.
No, because I don't think it was needed.
Exactly,
And I think that's what people who don't have like a solid foundation within themselves or even around them is that they look for celebrities. And I understand, like, you know, they're the trustworthy ones, and we do look for to them for entertainment. And I mean, I guess, but like something like this, it's not that we're looking for entertainment. Well, I mean them, but they're looking for these celebrities to like join their side. Well, let them process it, because like I said before, like they're fucking humans. What another episode? They're humans at the end of the day. They still have to process. It took me a while to process it. Just the fact that it was so intense. Like it's been happening for forever, but it's so intense, and then we're all hitting our breaking point all at the same time, where it's like enough is enough. So
Yeah, we don't know how easy or how hard it is for these celebrities. They go through shit too. You know, a lot of these black celebrities have, just like Chappelle, have relatives that were slaves. You know, like it's tough enough for them. Like they don't have to speak out. We don't really care what Ja Rule thinks at a time like this. Just like Chappelle said, we could care less.
I had to laugh at that point.
Yeah, right.
He
said it.
referenced
I don't
Referenced it.
think
Yeah.
I don't remember if anybody laughed at that part, but I was just like, you just randomly bring
Like
him
you
up.
get it.
But
Yeah.
but that point, it's the same thing that he was saying before. And even when I forgot who he said it, where he was like, yeah, I'm seeing this so and so on the news or whatever.
Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Don
and
Lemon.
he's like, yo, call me out. It's like, what? Well, for what? For what?
Yeah.
For him to like go on and have to explain himself.
Yeah, I mean, we're always told that we shouldn't put so much stock into like celebrities and not treat them like gods and stuff. But then shit comes out like this, and now we're expecting these people for a statement.
Yeah.
So which one is it? Like, pick which way you're gonna go. Like at the end of the day, I really only care about the civil rights leaders. What do they think? The people that have these organizations, the head of these committees, that are really gonna impact change. What do they have to say?
Yeah.
Those are the people that I don't want to hear.
Because
From.
I understand they do have the platform.
Right.
They have the platform to do it. They have their own name. So for people who do, if it's not just like on a like entertainment thing or who's gonna say what, it's can they make a change? What can they do? But there's celebrities.
So then, there's you just said it. There's the catch-22. You're a celebrity. You definitely have a bigger platform than a person that I just mentioned that would be the head of a committee that runs that change. Should you feel it's your right to step in? Should you just play it cool and be like, all right, well, I'm just a celebrity. All I do is rap. All I do is, shoot a basketball. Should I do it? Like, there's that pressure.
Yeah.
So it's like a catch-22. Like, do I go into it? Do I waste my time? Not waste my time, but do I go into it and possibly come out looking like a fool because I can't get my thoughts together because I'm not a speaker of that type?
Yeah.
Or should I use my big platform?
Because it can be damaging.
It can be, right.
What if
Look at Drew Brees.
Exactly.
He didn't mean to do that shit, but it came out that way. Well, we don't know. But it looked like to me he didn't want to go through all that bullshit that he ended up going through. Not on purpose, but that's what happened.
He's going to have an unprotected season.
Bro, that first play of the season, that offensive line is moving out the fucking way. They're going to let him get sacked the first fucking drive. That's just happening for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's tough. It's a catch-22. What do you guys think? Like, do you feel like if you have that platform, do you feel that you have to say something? Or do you feel because you're not that type of person, like you weren't born for that, that you need to say something. What do you guys think? Because it's a tough.
On this topic itself.
Well, yeah, because it's something that we can all relate to. Because I'm sure
But
we've all
that's
been
exactly
there.
what it is.
So that's what it is.
I think
then.
that's why I don't look for celebrities for shit. Maybe some cheeseman, but that's it.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if they have, like Dave has spoke on it, he was like, have you guys seen my specials before? Like this, I do speak on this. So if they speak on it, then it's not that I personally would look to their word or, you know, any type of like speech from them for the moment. But I can see why people would want to hear from them because you've been speaking about this. So we're expecting you. This is the time.
So
like,
then
this
they're
is super
expecting,
current.
because this type of shit's gonna keep happening. Like especially in this country, we know it. So what? Are Kendrick and Dave Chappelle gonna have to drop a special and drop an album every time there's some police brutality going on?
Probably.
Like, is that what's gonna be expected of people?
Yeah, I'm sure Kendrick is like
do we-
expected.
Like, we need another To Pimp a Butterfly too. Like, does that have to happen?
But
Like,
that's still, I think, I don't know if it was Punch or Top. Most likely Punch. Punch fucking tweets about everything. He made a comment about it, I think. It wasn't the whole, like, Kendrick Cole thing. It was, like, are you guys still expecting something, like, you know, To Pimp a Butterfly is still relevant.
Yeah.
It's, you know, like it literally stands against time, so it's perfect like for this month. Like you guys, because I guess people kept tweeting and kept pushing for it, like, oh, if he's gonna drop something, it should be now. It's the extra pressure, but I'm not here for it, honestly.
Yeah.
I rather, you know, like Dave said, like the streets are talking, let the streets do it.
let them handle it.
Yeah,
so
because they're not dealing with. Well, I mean, not that they're not dealing with anything, they are, because there's a whole, like with the labels for artists and shit like that, and I mean Netflix.
That's a whole other.
Yeah, that's a whole another thing that none of these street people know about. But with something like this, I think it's up to us and not up to them.
Fair enough. Yeah.
If they want to say something, it's cool. I think it's more just to appease the people, and not that they don't feel like their feelings don't coincide with us.
Yeah.
But it's more to just like no, like to reiterate, like, yes, I'm on your side.
You know, the people that really like ignite those fires of like who's not talking is all these little rap blogs. Like they'll repost one person's tweet that says, "Hey, where's Kendrick?" And then like, you know, for instance, Rap
But it
Radar
starts that
posted,
string.
and
Yeah.
then everybody starts saying, "Yeah, you know what? Where is Kendrick? Why isn't he talking?" Then they start tagging him and shit. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
It's like it's another way for it's fucking clickbait.
Let him fucking process.
Like now that's the way to get like, you
The
know,
wild
likes and
shit
replies and
is-
engagement on your shit.
I remember hearing about it, but I didn't know too much about it. The story, I already forgot his name. The story about the LA cop that turned around and killed everybody else.
Oh, Chris Donner or something.
I know it was Chris something.
It's Chris something though. Yeah.
Yeah. That was insane to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that. Like, I heard something about it, but I just brushed it off to the side. I'm like, oh, cop killing cops, okay. Like, I brushed it off.
Right.
But that I didn't know the whole background. And
Yeah,
then
no,
the
it's a
other
great story.
case that it happened, and then there were military men, and the way he, like, switched it around and said, like, they're trained to defend against terrorism, and this is what it is.
Yeah. No, the whole thing was powerful, man. Like Chappelle really delivered an awesome special. Like I've seen it twice already.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my other friends, I spoke to Manny. He said he was in tears watching it because it was so emotional.
I was in the parking lot of a laundromat, just like I felt like I was pregnant. Like I just like start cracking up and then just be like, oh my god.
Yeah, it went through a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the parking lot. Like I had to look around, like, can anybody see me? I forgot my windows aren't tinted. I was like, shit.
But also, like, I think too, though, didn't he do the special in his hometown, in his farm, wasn't it though, or something like that?
I didn't know where. I was trying to see if it was in Michigan or Ohio. It was in Ohio.
It was in Ohio, though,
Ohio.
yeah, because I know he's very close. After when he had the hiatus, though, in the Chappelle show, I know he was kind of like, you know, he bought like a farm or something like that in his hometown, and just kind of was like very close with the people over there, though. So for something like that, though, I thought it was kind of special for him to host it like that.
Yeah.
That was good. It made it really secret too.
Yeah.
Like the fact that happened like last
Like,
week.
it's not gonna be like some Madison Square Garden, some shit like that. Even though with the COVID and shit like that, like he was able to like, hey, like
look really small, intimate. Had like the candles behind him and shit.
Cause I figured like once I woke up that morning with like a tweet alert about it, about like, oh, Dave dropped a free special, whatever. I'm like, what? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, it has to pertain to the times. I'm like, all right, this is not going to be anything crazy, like not his normal jokes. And then he's like, I mean, I have some pussy jokes. I'm like, oh, I was
Yeah.
like, are we getting to that point? Like, I don't, we got like a half hour. Like, I don't think. So
Yeah. And
overall, I think it was good. It was a good move for him to do that, though.
And the
was
Candace Owens part was pretty interesting. I
Oh,
thought
that
as
cunt?
much. Yes, that cunt.
That cunt.
Fuck her.
Yeah, for real, man. And then all she did was she went on Twitter and just like congratulated herself, like, "Oh my God, I really made it. Dave Chappelle shouted me out."
Pretty much, yeah.
That's power.
Oh,
She said.
comedians are like expected. Fucking. Fuck
Comedians
her
are
quote.
expected
I'm
to
not
make
quoting
light
her.
out of the dark situations or some shit like that. He
Mhm.
tried to flip it around like she wasn't getting insulted, like she was in on the joke.
Yeah.
Like, ha ha ha, yeah, Dave's so funny. You know, he's a legend. You know, and now I've been mentioned, so I'm good from here. Like, no, bitch.
She was probably crying at some point.
Yeah, you know, she
had
cried in the
to.
car.
Well, not like not like full on like boo hoo, but her feelings were hurt.
No, there were some mirrors that were shattered in her house.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
yeah,
She had to. I mean, I understand for like social media purposes and like for public, you want to like kind of switch it around. Like, come on, like you're not fooling anybody. You could have easily just not answered.
I mean, especially at this point too, with like, especially defending the president now, though, is like how blatant he is on his stand and a lot of things. It's like even if you're like, I don't know, like any human being that has like some type of, intellectual that can be like, yeah, I can't get behind this guy at all. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. I know a couple. Like I know. I told you before. I don't know this rapper, white guy. I've known him for years, and I've sat down with him and like over a couple blunts, and I'm like, yo, man, I know you're a Trump supporter. Tell me, like, tell me what the hell is so great about this guy. And it took him a good 45 minutes, and I listened to everything he said with an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, this was like a couple months before the election with him and Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
He broke it down for me. I listened. I'm like, all right, man. Well, if this is true, I can see where you're going. I'm still not looking to vote for anybody, especially this guy, but I appreciate your time. And he was cool about it. I've never once thought he was racist, but it's like someone that smart, like with such a good head on his shoulders. From what I've seen, he's a responsible guy. He's a father. For him to think that way, like there's got to be a reason. But his main thing was like the way that Trump sticks up for businesses. Like, but I'm like, I just didn't see it because I see that you don't care about a lot of other businesses. So what are you talking about?
So
but I didn't ask any questions because I wasn't trying to get into a debate with
Yeah.
him. I'm like, just you tell me what's up, and I just want to hear
can't.
it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. You meet those people. They seem smart, but I don't know. Just their whole views on him seem kind of like warped.
Yeah.
You're making him out to be somebody he's really not.
No. Yeah. No. Like we talked about kind of getting off of this.
Yeah.
We talked about that in like a group chat. One of the many that were in. I forgot which one. Where it was, LB was in it. So Thugs. It was that one.
Okay.
We're talking about having conversations with closed-minded people. I can't do it. I can't do it. She's like, oh, but it's entertaining and you learn from it. I'm like, the only entertaining thing for me is like maybe the first couple minutes where I'm laughing at them because I'm like, the fuck, like I'm not getting this argument with you because you're just closed-minded and you want to shut down on one thing and it's I can't do it.
Yeah.
Trump support, I can't do it. Mm-mm. I worked with one and I avoided him. Couldn't do it. As soon as he stayed quiet. He didn't even mention anything about him. Nothing. So maybe 2 months with Trump in office, or maybe 3 months. Whenever he made his first mistake, and then we caught him watching CNN, like some news shit, and then like cursing the phone out, like you fucking idiot, blah blah blah. Why are you surprised he's an it? Like what? I fucking voted for him, and that's everybody at work was like, okay,
No.
you might as well just
You gave
go
it away
home.
right there.
And this was like the boss, and we're like, you might as well go home, because this is no, yeah, it was a rough day at work.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I hate getting political and shit. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
No.
But hey, at the same time, like those guys have a bunch of bad shit to say about Obama and what he's done, and you never know what to believe anymore. That's another thing I wanted to talk to y'all about actually.
God.
The misinformation that's being posted. We went about this before, but I'm sure you've seen your fair share of stuff going on, whether it be memes, whether it be statistics that are posted.
Oh, I seen a new one today, but go ahead.
What's
go
up?
ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, how do you go about it? Like, do you like, does it bother you? Do you just try to like get away from it? Do you not even focus on it? Because it's out there, so you don't even know what to believe. Do you fact check? I've made like more of an effort to fact check shit that I see now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's just how I am as an individual, though. Is like, I want to, know like the source behind it. Like, really want to know if it's truthful or not, though, because I'm not the type of person that's going to take something face value, though. You know what I mean? So I can't. I'm not the type of person that's going to take something like, all right, like, is it true or not type shit. Though. I can't, though, especially in the internet age and shit like that. I mean, it's a lot of stuff out there that can just be like fake and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of videos. Friends sent me a video that was trying to convince me that the George Floyd thing was fake. Like they went into like a deep dive trying to say like, oh, there was a car that was parked here that wasn't at this time. Why do 3 different security cameras have different times? Why is George being taken into one car and then taken out of another car?
That's wild.
Then there's another one about that Buffalo incident where the old man was pushed and his head fell back and cracked his head.
Even Trump himself said
Someone sent me
fake.
Photoshop pictures that looked like he was wearing a wire that was inside of his shirt that was connected to his ear, so that when he fell, which the camera didn't catch him falling, mind you, it just shows him going out of frame. Then he's on the floor and he's bleeding. That apparent wire was blood that would come out of his ear and drip. Like, this is wild shit. And they're just showing me stills, and they could have easily just photoshopped a wire on there. So you don't know what to believe.
But my thing is,
it's
when
so
people
wild,
pick
bro.
up on that, like the one that I had seen, it was an old picture of this crying kid, black kid, hugging this white cop.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know, bruh. Shit blew my fucking mind. First, I didn't know it was that old. I've seen it like around for a while. I knew it wasn't like with the recent protest, but had no idea when this was. Then I got the whole backstory. So the kid was actually, it was this white couple, this white gay couple that had adopted a bunch of them. I think it was like six of them. And not only was like, I think it was the one wife, one of them was abusing them.
Okay.
And that one kid forced him to hug the cop. And it's a picture of, I gotta show you. It's like, and he's hugging the cop, and he looks like he's crying, but like maybe happy. Like what you don't really know what he's crying about. It was because like she was fucking with him the entire time and forced him to hug her.
Jeez.
To hug the cop. And then that was in 2014. Then I'm getting my time wrong. It was probably maybe a couple years after, whatever. All the kids in the car, the other wife in the car, drives off a cliff.
Wow.
Yeah. But apparently, they said they didn't find his body, but it's been so long, they're assuming he's dead. The kid that was in the picture.
Dude,
but I think all the other siblings were in the car.
And
like they had to keep moving because neighbors would keep reporting to like DIFUS and shit.
I don't even know what to say to that, but it just goes to show you, like,
I didn't want to mention it. I was gonna say Thursday,
it's
but
crazy.
like I didn't. Yeah.
No, just all this on the internet.
Topic.
That's why we keep saying you really gotta do
and
your fact checking.
No idea until it just randomly popped up on Facebook, like the entire story, and then, like I seen it, I'm like, let me see, and then it was all over. Like Washington Post had it. It was a bunch of different websites.
But it's like it kind of feels like this internet age is almost like creating a new. I don't want to say create a new way though, but it's almost like develop a new way of skepticism though with everything though, like the way how we really take everything. Because back in the day though, I mean everybody, if you saw or heard or whatever someone said though, you took it for what it was though. But now it's like there
were some conspiracy theorists, but now there's like so many different levels.
Like you doubt. It's almost like you have doubt on everything, and you just have to make sure. Like, hold up, like. Is it true and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, like we're taking like little bits of information that we find online that someone reposted, and we're using it in regular conversation. And now when we tell it to those people, they take it as fact, then they spread it out to someone else. I saw a meme the other day someone reposted. I'm not even sure who it is right now, and I don't even know if it's real or not, but it was somebody it was a nicely worded story about someone that died that was completely healthy, but had their mask on 8 hours a day working in a supermarket. Because they had their mask on, they ended up with a bunch of toxins in their stomach because they couldn't breathe, and it slowly killed them because they got some stomach disorder. So it wasn't COVID that killed them, but the fact that they had their mask on all this time killed them. So that right there, you share that, people read that, now they get scared about having a mask, and we don't even know if that's the case right now. We don't know what that really was. That could have been made up. But that
Okay,
it just
wait,
goes to show you.
If it could be made up, I kind of want to laugh a little bit.
But see what I'm
'Cause
saying?
it's almost like there's like their breath.
So when you repost that, someone sees it and now it's stuck in their head, and
So
they
was it
and
like
I talked to you guys about it.
I was trying.
And if I didn't give you that whole thing before about how it could be bullshit, you guys might have taken that as gospel, and now you're scared to wear your mask everywhere.
Right.
And you feel for the people working in the supermarket.
The way you did everything, I'm like, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's gotten to that point now. We don't know what's
freely
real
laugh
no more.
now. That's
So it's
completely
a whole bunch of shit just being
Yeah.
thrown everywhere and posted everywhere. And we don't know what to think is real, and we're just all freaked out.
Because it really sounds like he had like a rotten tooth.
And it sounds
and
believable
just-
because the person that did it was so like
it's just
nicely
kinda
worded.
cycling. I can't get off.
They
of that
explained the
track. Yeah.
condition and the symptoms, and I'm like, okay, yeah, if I did wear my mask, maybe all that carbon dioxide would get stuck in me, and I'd be breathing it in all
The
day.
one guy out of all the fucking supermarkets.
Exactly, but you don't take that into
Alright,
account. You just
yeah.
read it and you take it as gospel. That's what's so fucking scary. And you gotta be careful with the platform you have.
Yeah.
So, shit's wild, man.
It's
So
just
that went
bad
everywhere,
breath.
but that's the shit that's been bugging me this whole week. 2 weeks actually, because you don't know what to believe anymore. I'm
I
not
kinda
saying
wanna
the George Floyd shit is fake, but I'm saying there's a lot of people going hard to prove that this is like set up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I even saw the mannequin. Like he was, there was some, he was a,
Oh, nigga, don't tell me he's a mannequin. Don't tell me that. Stop.
I
Wait,
can't.
tell me. Say it right. Say it loud, because I don't know if you got a mic right now.
something about a mannequin factory being one of the buildings that were burned during everything, and like they cut the camera footage and like it's not really him. And I was like, you gotta
Get the fuck out,
like, what kind
though.
of bullshit could you make up with that?
Like, who really comes up, like,
You find this shit on this.
Who thinks like, oh wow, yeah, they went this far to make this happen? Like,
To cause a protest to keep people from staying home, to get them even more sick if this COVID shit is real, to keep the economy shut down even more. Like, yo, the conspiracy theories are so fucking wild.
Yeah.
Even the truth sounds too fucking good to be true.
Yeah.
and like all the different stuff about cops breaking out windows to incite more riots,
Yeah, Umbrella Man.
different stuff.
yeah, I saw that, though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Umbrella do it at AutoZone.
Yeah.
Fucking Marty Scroll or some shit like that.
Yeah, Marty Scurll,
Ah,
Bro, it's some scary shit out here, man. And it's like, do I think the government's got some secret plan behind this? Yes. It's
Yeah.
just like a 9/11 type deal. Something's going on, but I don't know what. Do I think the George Floyd killing was fake? Absolutely not. I think that shit was real.
yeah.
I don't know if you could. I mean,
I just think
yes,
if it's repetitive, and I think that's what, like, regardless of the photoshops, yeah, those are repetitive. Like, no matter what, you're gonna get a photoshopped picture of everything to explain something. But for it to happen so consistently, not recorded for years, decades, like a century, like how can we ignore that?
end of the day, this is still just racism.
Yeah.
You know, going on like and police brutality, like that shit doesn't change. And now I don't know if you guys have even gone on Instagram the past couple of days, but there's just been a whole bunch of more people dying from police brutality, people getting shot.
Yeah.
Like it's just still happening. We don't even know their names yet. There you go. We don't even
Yeah,
know
I
their
seen something
names.
today, yeah.
It's not even a hashtag yet. Not to even be funny, but it's not even.
It was
a
like
hashtag
amongst all the beach pictures that I seen. It was
Like
bam,
a
right
dude was
there.
arrested and got up and ran, and they tried to hit him with the taser gun. That didn't work, and the other cop ended up just straight shooting. So like, what the fuck? Like now that's happening. So yeah, this shit's still going on out here. So I don't know.
Hard segue out.
Art segue out. Yeah, what are we doing? You started. What are you segueing
Oh,
to?
I don't. Back to Yos. That's what
Oh my
we
God.
talked about.
Okay.
We talked about it.
We did talk about it. Okay.
We're like,
yeah,
okay, what are we gonna
we didn't
start
have a
with
segue
first?
from
We
talking about the
didn't.
Chappelle shit and back into your shit. That's why.
I was trying to, and I ended up going right back. So I was like,
No,
shit.
it's all good, though. I mean, again, it's, I'm not going to, so it's shit like this, so you can't ignore it, though. You know what I mean? It's
Well, you know
happening.
what? I got something that can segue into it. All right, with the music you make, how important do you feel that you as a producer help to make music that can help artists talk about the current climate?
I mean, just like, a lot of my samples, I'm very methodical when I pick my samples, though. I'll try to pick something that if the sample's saying something or sending a vibe that can help whoever the artist is to kind of be able to tell their story in a way that they can, like almost like an author and an illustrator with a book. It just makes you hear the sound, you kind of catch the vibe, and then the author can be able to like tell the story, and it's like, all right, the picture makes sense, the story makes sense, it goes along with it, though.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make like some type of party type music and then somebody's going to talk about, the situation that's going on right now, the shit, the it's contradicting.
Right, you got to create the perfect canvas for the artist.
Mm-hmm.
Paint that picture. That's what it's all about. Yeah, I mean, not to even give away the other shit, but you got a couple beats that are definitely gonna help a few artists. Yeah, talk about what's going on right now.
Yeah, no,
the
for sure,
way.
though, man. Yeah, for sure.
That's, keep that under wraps.
Yeah, just to say that it's kind of crazy how the sample itself, though, kind of spoke high volume, and I think the artists, they're gonna spit on the joint, though. It's definitely gonna be a big impact.
Where is that sample from? Are you allowed to say?
I can't. I ain't gonna sample stitch myself on live.
All right, there you go.
As long as Shazam doesn't pick it up, we're good.
Listen,
Word.
you know that's actually that's funny you said that. I actually my code is try to chop the sample as much as I can so Shazam doesn't pick up on it though.
The Shazam test is serious.
Yeah. Because if Shazam picks it, somebody else is gonna pick it up though and be like, all right.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't even think about it like that. Is it special like if you chop like 2 seconds of it, it won't get picked up, or how much time does it take?
It depends. The pitch, the speed, the tempo, just how much you do to the sample though. If it's like, say, if I take a song that's like maybe 4 or 8 bars, that's very recognizable, and it's like, oh, everybody knows that, then that'd be picked up. But if I can be able to do what I can with those 4 and 8 bars to the point where it's like, I know what that is, but I don't know what the song title is and such like that, then I did my job.
Another impressive thing that you've done recently with another tape you put out was you took one sample and you made 5 different beats out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, man, that was
yeah,
impressive.
It's funny though, like when you pronounce it, Sips.
Yeah.
That's the name of it though. Songs I produced though. It's just like which I'm actually. Fun fact though, I'm gonna do a kind of a remix version or kind of like add more to that volume 1 though, just to kind of put it out there because I didn't really push it out there as much though because it literally. I was like, I went through a sample, I liked it, and I was like, fuck it, let me just drop it today, out the blue. So I just took a sample and I flipped it as many ways I can with it though, and I was just like, you know what, like this is something like I can see artists that can play around with it though and such like that though, and I feel as though I don't hear a lot of people talk about that where they'll make a project or something like with one sample and flip it as much as they can.
Yeah, I don't even think I've heard of something like that before, and it seems like something that would have been done already. But I kept thinking, like, has anyone else even tried this?
Resample?
Just use one sample and just make a whole tape out of it.
Like a whole tape out of it.
I haven't heard that before, even though it sounds like something that would have been done. But I couldn't even think back of anybody.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like it's a very original idea. That's why I thought it was so dope.
I hadn't heard it, and then I had seen you promoting it, and then and then he brought it as like, if you don't know, like the whole project. So I'm like, damn, I'm like, can you pick a song? No? Okay. So that's what it ended up being, like all of the songs jammed in. But I heard it, I'm like, damn, I wouldn't be able to pick a song out of here. Like, it was so good.
It was like, well, the idea was because, I mean, and I'll say this out there, I'll let the cat out the bag, but, I used to write, on the low. So for me, I used to produce to make just stuff for me to just for therapy to write and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So I figure it'd be perfect for me though, because I know it's weird enough. It's like I know what kind of atmosphere I want to put myself into. Right. So I'll look for songs and then kind of make it in a way where I kind of manipulate the sound and kind of be like, all right, this is when I want to go about it. And then just write with it though. And, and I still listen to that project to this day though, because sometimes, especially one of my favorite joints though, which you mentioned was, what was it though? I think it was like, Tint, something like that though. I gotta go back to it though.
No, shit.
Tints on My Ambitions. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Because like I was just thinking about, because like it was raining someday, and I was like, you know what, I want to play something where I can like write in the rain. Because for some reason though, writing or just like in the rain, driving in the rain, you just kind of I love the rain. Puts you in that whole different mood.
People be telling me they don't like the rain. I'm like, how could you not? Everything is just so more relaxing when it's raining.
The rain.
Oh yeah, it's.
Exactly.
The rain, yeah. You know what? That's
really
yeah.
It is, man.
And then
get you on the introspective shit.
And it's just something about the rain.
Yeah.
And the smell of the rain.
Yes.
Fresh rain smell, like that's a dope. Yeah.
But
man.
One of the other joints too was Put the Food on the Table, the one I built. That spoke highly to me because that to me was kind of the theme of the Chop Shop. My story behind the Chop Shop was originally, You know, I was producing for a little bit, produced for other people, worked with other people in collab, but stuff not falling through. So I was kind of like, you know, by myself in a rut where I was like, well, I have all this material and I wanted to showcase it to the world, but at the same time, I felt like I didn't have a place to where I can show it to people or bring people in to kind of be able to create. So literally everything that you guys see in here, though, was literally scrap. The vocal booth, that table right there, the station that was right behind me, everything was literally built by my hands. Sawed it, cut it down, you know what I mean, scrap it up. So when that beat, put the food on the table, the same one I built, that beat to me spoke highly to me because it was literally, you know, this is the table I built for myself, and I wanted people to eat at. You know what I mean? People have, you know, I'm really cool with. People, you know, I share the same visions and stuff like that. I wanted them to have a place where, not to make them feel where I was at. You know what I mean? I don't want them to feel, you know, artistically, you know, feel like, you know, you're being held back and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I know it's tough. I mean, especially, you know, guys like us, though, in Jersey, locally, though, it's like, you know, trying to, you know, make a name for yourself or just to be able to, you know, be appreciative. You know, it's not about the fame or the money and shit. It's just to be respected for your craft.
I agree.
At the end of the day. So, you know, where I'm at, it's tough because it's like you're, you know, I consider it almost the heart of, you know, the tri-state because, you know, Philly's right there, got Delaware, New York, and, you know, and you making all the sound that you think can speak to people, but people are not seeking it out to it. Yeah. And it's like, maybe is there something I'm not marketing or something like that, though, or is people not fucking with it? Am I not as good as I think it is? So for that beat, you know, was kind of like my, you know, my cry to it, though. Like, you know, this is like, you know, my bittersweet where it's like, you know what, like, I put everything together by hand and I'm proud of it. And to be honest with you, I can give a fuck what anybody else got to say about it. You know what I mean? Because you can't, you know, to be where I'm at, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it takes blood, sweat, and tears. Literally blood, sweat, and I mean, you can see my hands. Like, yeah. I cut my hands from sawing, you know, from the vocal booth, putting money into it, making sure, like, taking like king size blankets, putting around it to make sure it, you know, had filter, because I didn't want to spend like $1,500 for a vocal booth. I was like, no, let me make this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. Like, you definitely put your work into it, bro.
Yeah, and then, you know, putting the money into like photo shoot, video shoot. Yeah, it's
absolutely, yes.
Like everything you guys see sitting in, it's all put together by hand by me.
You gotta respect that, man. The whole DIY approach. You know what I mean? Took his time, learned how to do it. Made it happen. That shows the hunger. That shows the relentlessness and all that. And it's crazy how, you know, people usually think that an artist just writes stuff and it tells a story. But you as a producer, you just made a beat and it explained so much that people wouldn't even know. You know, it's easier for an artist because they can tell you the story. But for a producer, people don't understand and don't know the hours and, you know, the different takes, different ways to chop it, the different sampling they did, and the stories behind it. And it's so important, too. And producers don't get that. That privilege sometimes because they're just behind the scenes and they're behind the boards and the artists are doing everything.
I mean, to me though, I mean, beats are like pictures, and you know, pictures are worth 1,000 words. So if you know,
because we've spoke about this, like you take like a very like artistic approach to it, and
That's
it's literally and it's your baby. Like you don't, and it should be, but not a lot of people do that.
Oh yeah, and but that was the thing too when. You know, when my producer tag, which, you know, I got my girlfriend, shout out to Nina, you know, she was my, you know, she was, you know, she was my producer tag though, because when I used to make beats with no tags, people would jack my shit. And I would have to scrap people for that though, because I'm like, what the fuck you doing though? Like, you know, it's like you would do this kind of beat though, but you liked it though, and you want to run off with it. And, you know, there were certain cases, you know, they were, you know, I had to take it to court. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? It went that deep?
Yeah. Some cases I had to take it to court. Others was, you know, I can't speak upon it though. But,
did they? All right. Then can we at least say, did these people put it on like streaming platforms?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They made money off it.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Yeah, you got all the.
I
don't even blame you, bro.
And, you know, I can't. You know,
take
again,
my baby and make money off of it.
But even if just the principle, just like that's still a fucker. That's a no.
No.
Yeah. And all right, so it is now time for the world famous segments. You already know what they are. If you don't know, we'll start with that one. You got the audio sample?
Yeah, 1 second.
And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
Hey, you already know. So whenever we have a guest here on the If You Don't Know section, we have our guests keep us up to date. Let us know who they think that we should be listening to, who the rest of the world should be listening to, and we should keep an eye out on for either a past project, current project, or maybe a future project going on. What you got for us, Yos?
All right, so I got my well, this is actually kind of I want to say more of a collaborative effort though, but it's my homies in Detroit though, Dango Verlaine and Ronnie Alpha.
Hold on, Dangle?
Yeah, Dango.
Oh, Dango.
Yeah,
Okay, let's say.
yeah. Dango Verlaine and
I knew you were laughing. That's why I wanted to make sure.
It's all good.
I was trying to hold
He probably gonna bust on me on this joint.
Yeah, it sounded. My bad, Dango. My bad. I thought he said Dangle. That's why I was like, that don't sound right
I
for a
heard
second.
dangle, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, don't laugh, because I already knew. I thought you were just gonna run with it. Pause.
I was.
I was waiting for the pause.
That's when you need that pause.
Right, that's where the pause was. Dangle. Pause.
Pause.
No, Dango.
Yeah, so he just dropped a EP on SoundCloud called Young Angry Black Man 2.
Okay.
Which pretty much Dango, he's rapping on it, and his boy Ronnie is does the production though. I'm telling you, man, like what he's spitting on there though, and the soundscapes that Ronnie provides on there, it's just like it speaks to the times, what's going on right now too though. And I'm telling you though, like especially for a guy who's coming out from Detroit though, like them two together, that's a deadly duo though. And definitely you guys gotta watch out for them guys.
And so that was Ronnie Alpha.
Dango Verlaine, the rapper, and then Ronnie Alpha is the producer.
Shout out to them.
Producer rapper though.
Producer rapper. Okay, and it's Young Angry Black Man too.
Yep.
That's what's up. Shout out to them. That's on all streaming platforms, or
I think
SoundCloud?
it's on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud?
Sure.
Do you have a specific song?
All right. Yeah. We want to make sure we can
Yeah,
catch
you
them on
good.
the right time.
Try Young 2.
Young too?
Yeah, Young 2. Yeah.
Okay.
I have it playing right now.
Yeah, it's like especially like Dango though, like he's like one of those cats that like he reminds me of like Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
Like with Q-Tip
Okay,
and
I'm gonna
Fife.
love him.
I'm gonna listen.
But like him and Ronnie, like their chemistry together though is like so out of this world. Because like Ronnie, besides being a dope producer, is a dope rapper as well too though. But he like happens to get like these like crazy like samples though, where it goes from like up tempo to like the song Young 2. It's just very like almost like eerie, smooth jazz.
Okay. Okay.
So especially
Sounds
like
good.
it's speaking with the times going on right now though. Definitely check him out. Though.
That's what I need more in my life.
Shout out to my
jazz.
homies though from Detroit though.
I need more jazz samples in my life. That's what
You
I
do.
need. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Thank-
you're the one, and you sound good on it. so
Thank you
yeah.
for telling me what I need. Okay.
My bad.
I'm just fucking with you.
I was agreeing, but I'll never
Thanks, Coach.
fucking agree with it. See, you get mad when I agree with you, and you get mad when I don't agree.
I
with
only
you.
care what guest says.
Okay. Fair enough.
What's up? Oh, is that one cut off?
Damn.
Battery died? Okay.
Oh, because you got the charger. It's fine. Fuck it. We're at the
All right.
end. If anything, I'll grab from.
I just
that
hope no
and
one
then-
called me on that, because then they might stop recording on that. I should have put on airplane mode, and we have no other one. But it's all right.
Fuck it.
It's
As long
it's
as we
okay.
got audio, it's fine.
You got audio, it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll put a picture of you with a thumbs up while you're talking. Yeah. Like a file photo in the news. Oh, even better.
Yeah,
All right,
but-
perfect. All right, so that was If You Don't Know. Thank you very much for that. Now we have another. You don't even have a sound. I have a sound set for this
Yeah,
one.
we keep saying we're gonna do it off air, but then we.
Yeah, we never do. Okay, so this
figure
one
it
is
out.
called The Fix. So basically, you would now tell us about a song. It could even be from the same group, from If You Don't Know, but a song that you just been fixated on, that you can't get out of your head, that you just love, past, present. What do you got for us?
Right off the bat, Homegrown by Pete Rock and Sky Zoo.
Okay,
That's
all
a good
right.
one.
Being that Pete Rock definitely like is like one of my inspirations of producing though, but I feel as though Sky Zoo is very slept on. People don't really talk to him.
I was just about to say that.
as a lyricist
So
though.
slept on.
Off of their last project they had though, dude, that's something about
That
that song
collab,
in
yeah.
general. It's like they sampled Gil Scott Heron, which was Home Is Where the Hatred Is.
Yeah.
And pretty much he flipped it into a perspective of talking about Brooklyn at that time though, which the whole project alone though was like super dope though. But
That is great.
yeah, that song alone, man, it's oh my god.
That song, the Easter Conference All Stars off that album.
like that. What is it?
L.Y.
Trunk Jewels or Truck Jewels? I think it was. Carry the tradition with Styles.
Yes.
Damn, that whole project though, front to back though, was dope though.
No, it was crazy. It's crazy because I didn't really know much about. I mean, I know about Sky Zoo, but yeah, he's a lyricist. I hear that he's a ghostwriter.
Yes.
Now I want to know who he ghostwrote for, because his career never popped off. But I don't know if his records popped off, because that's how he's stayed relevant. That's how he's been able to keep putting out consistent albums and keep a good lifestyle. I think just off of that ghostwriting money, because his actual career has not like panned out the way he thought it would, or I thought it would.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of guys like in Skyzoo's bag though that are ghostwriters though that kind of like they have their own niche though, but I don't know who he wrote for specifically though, because like Skyzoo had like, especially like Skyzoo, he has a specific type of rap.
Yeah,
like like his cadence.
You know, it's
you know what he raps about, so it's kind of hard to really point out who he's writing for though.
Crazy. I remember him on 106 in Park when Jin beat him during one of the Freestyle Friday segments. He was one of the guys, one of the 7 guys that went down and shit. Pause. So it was right there. He went down. Pause. I said to say it again just for reference.
I wonder if I can get like a Michael Scott. That's what she said.
That's what she
or
said
like
every
just
time?
No. Like,
You know what? If I had my, if I hook up my cue pads on my DJ, I would do that.
You probably got it. All right. So so that was the fix. Thank you for that one. So we gotta make sure we tag Dango and Ronnie Alpha as well.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And I'll play you guys' joint too, though.
Oh yeah. We still got a couple more joints to hear too. Oh, the unreleased joints before people. Oh my God, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know.
We got lost in the moment, and then Pro goes, he's like, all right, so what are we gonna do? Whatever. I'm like, wait, I'm like straight out of pod mode. Like I just like so chills back.
I couldn't talk to her for like 2 minutes. She was so focused on the music.
I was just like lost. I'm like, okay, wait.
Plus the peach Moscato was hitting at that point too.
Cranberry and that peach. Ooh, mix. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a dangerous beast. So
wait, so if I were to do some sweet with some dry, what's gonna happen to me?
I mean, you going you going.
It's a dumb question.
It kind of depends how much you're pouring which.
It's like some sativa with some indica. What am I gonna get here?
I mean, I don't think it's gonna work like that.
It's an upper.
Not exactly.
Wait, is that? But it's not on some up or down or shit. I'm probably another stupid question. It's alcohol. You're gonna get fucked up either way. Yeah. All right, we'll cut that. I didn't ask that question. We'll cut that question. That was a really dumb question.
No, it's staying.
No, that was no.
It's staying.
Stop it.
No, okay, fine.
Fuck you.
Are you sure? No,
Yeah.
okay,
All right.
fine. No.
Whatever. All right.
Maybe.
So I'm gonna end this.
But
What?
real
Go ahead.
quick, before we go, can you shout them out again?
Oh yeah. So definitely want to give a shout out to Tomasello Winery.
I thought you were about to say Sierra Mist. Like, don't say shit about them niggas. They probably support Trump for all we know.
Yeah, I want to shout out to Tomasello Winery though. Definitely they're a local winery that's located around I want to say in Atlantic City area though, somewhere Hamilton. They're based in South Jersey though, so pretty much for hooking us up with this cranberry wine and peach Moscato.
Oh yeah, shout out to Tommy. Do your thing, bro.
And
killing out
Tommy.
here. Tommy.
So, I mean, we could say right now we're about to end it. Yosonova and I will be doing Check It in South Jersey or Philly.
Hey.
Yeah, we're still working on the details.
I was kind of debating on it, but I was debating on it for a long time, and then you randomly hit me up, and I played the voice note or what the text or whatever. I'm looking at it. I put my phone down, just like, yo, how the fucking universe works.
It's nuts though. Yeah, especially when you were telling me.
Time to work with it too. Like we have enough time to kind of like, all right, chill on it, plan it out.
Strategize and stuff.
Yeah. And for so long, I think that's what held me back from it. And we spoke about it where I'm like, damn, like how am I gonna? I did the show like where it's at now. Like I did the show on my own for so long that I think going through that again by myself is what kind of hindered me from it. And like a new location, and I know like everybody, like the regulars. I already spoke to them, like, all right, if it's in South Jersey or Philly, how do you feel about that? Everybody's down. But I'm just like, damn, like, what am I going to do? And I just talked myself out of it. And then you came.
Yeah, no, because I was like,
look at that.
It was kind of crazy, though, because I'll just say it, though. But, like, you know, my idea was to kind of like house, like, kind of like once a month type of show, which was called Tricasa Live, which is Treehouse Live, which I wanted to kind of like, you know.
I like that name better than Check It.
What? Tricasa Live? Yeah. TCL?
Should we go with that?
I mean,
we'll talk about it.
But it's you know, I wanted to kind of like, you know, just DJ, kind of be like the main guy that DJs, kind of get musicians, singers, you know, rappers and stuff like that, rap, but in an area which was I've considered like again the neighborhoods, which was kind of like, you know, the backyard type vibe, you know what I mean? Which is you know, if you don't mind me leading into this though, which I kind of wanted to do something which was like Park Club.
Yes.
That I wanted to do, which was called All Out. which is pretty much I have a particular park, Chestnut Branch Park, that's located in Mantua, which pretty much it's open to anybody, just to come out and hang out, with me and the gang, on a Saturday, chilling and shit like that though, but can be able to do stuff where it's like, playing music and stuff like that, or heck, have a park jam, which is, just playing music and everybody just jam out and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's a beautiful park though, because it's like, I think it's about 2 mile radius around the park though, but it's very open. You know what I mean? So, and they got a pavilion there too though, which I'm gonna try to see if I can talk to Parks and Rec over there, if I can be able to rent out the spot once everything's good to clear and all that.
It's too corny to want to be involved in one of those silent jams.
Like the headphone?
Yeah, the headphone only jam. That is corny, isn't it?
Yeah, I had it at my job and it was weird.
Is it weird?
Jam. It was weird.
When it's just like, all right, you're
it's
in a
like
pavilion
and
everybody has headphones and the DJ's playing one shit and everybody's just bopping to that. So there's you don't hear anything if you don't have the headphones on.
There's usually like 4 different stations. So
the fuck is that though?
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's an actual thing. Yeah. Silent parties. Yeah.
I'm Radio Raheem. I blast that shit way high though.
Has headphones and the DJ.
And as soon as you put it on, it's pretty much like we had it at work. I'm working, so I couldn't wear the headphones. But anytime I was sitting to the side and I put one on, I'm like, okay. But while you're serving these people, it's just weird.
No, it's super awkward at that point because they're trying to talk to you while they got their headphones on and there's no sound.
And you gotta scream
so
and
hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, that happened on Dave.
Yeah,
that was on Dave. Yes.
I forgot that
shit. Yeah. So from the outside looking in, you're just seeing a bunch of people just jamming out with headphones on, but you don't hear shit.
But wait, is the reason because of the noise permit and shit like that?
That's what I was thinking. Some people might
I don't know.
complain if it's hip hop and shit.
Maybe that's how they started it, but I don't know. I don't know where it just randomly. I first heard about it in Miami, and then all of a sudden it started coming over here, and maybe a little bit in New York.
But that's crazy.
Silent disco, yeah. It'll be different channels. So I know, my job, they had one hip hop. Well, they had 2 different hip hop, but one kind of old school. Mm-hmm. They had an R&B, and then some type of not dubstep. I forgot. I'm that was 10 years ago. Electronic, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so crazy. So I guess it could be cool.
Oh no, there were people singing. One of the bartenders started singing.
Oh no.
But it's
and got caught by he was like, "What are you doing?"
But see, I got the idea though, because one, I want to give shout out to Curtis Stroh from Villa Vibes and all them guys. They do it down in Atlanta where it's a bunch of their label mates and they bring all their friends and just chill and shit like that out in the park.
Yeah.
And they just vibe out. But also, another idea with the park jam was that I've seen people up in New York or Philly literally playing music off their MPCs, off their stoops.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, just jamming out.
Yeah.
I'm dude, I love that. That's that's raw shit right there. I love that.
Yeah.
So why not do that in a park, though, where it's you bring everybody together and it's again, I get it with hip hop and such like that, though, some people it brings a stigma to it, though, with people with certain crowds.
That's the ugliest things about this shit.
That's what I ran into looking. We had talked about the venues and the problem that
I
was
South
dealing
Jersey
with.
though with venues it's
but North Jersey. As soon as I said anything about I just the poets and just poets, maybe some singers. I had to leave out. I learned how to just leave out rappers.
I dead ass was gonna rent out the Camden Boathouse to do one of my shows though, but they were yeah, we're more like a wedding venue area though. I'm like, the fuck? Are you serious though? But I guess it's to them, it confused them because it's how is a cat who's in the hip hop, feel bringing some type of classy vibe though? That threw them off.
Different
though.
levels, and they don't get it. Yeah,
that's why
it's annoying.
Yeah,
because it brings the stigma. Mind you, check it's not like that at all.
Nope.
But it brings
from
stigma.
what you told me. Yeah,
yeah, and and I thought about the outside, not your neck of the woods, but it's a little North Jersey for around me is a little weird when it comes to the outside area and just trying to find that vibe, because that's what I thought about too. I was trying to set that up even before I started Check It, so I can have it set for the summer, because I had started in the middle of winter. So I'm like, all right, I can fall in line. I have that. Couldn't find shit. I even tried Garrett. Because Garrett they have a place for it, and it's not too bad, but it's a shit ton of it was a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hip hop, just musicians and poets.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna probably have to start doing with that. Yeah.
I know in my area that's what we have to do.
But as far as like if we were able to start like the show together, and this would be a perfect area to do it outside.
No show. I mean, especially like I can try to see if I can pull some strings though, because I know some people from the Parks and Rec department though. So I'll try to
pull
try
them
to see what I
strings
can
out.
do. Yeah.
Get on your Geppetto shit. Pull the strings. Do what you gotta do, bro. Do what you gotta do. All right, so we'll leave it at that. You got some stuff coming up. Besides that, man, on the production side, who you working for? Besides the secret projects, I know you got a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Who else you working for that you can talk about right now? That's coming up.
Man, it's a lot.
Yes.
Let's see. We were supposed to drop it this summertime though, but I know just due to everything going on, we didn't figure it was right to drop the vibe we're doing. My homie, All Hail YT from Delaware though. Well, he's originally from Texas though. Dude's a super dope dude though. I mean, he's rapped with guys like Left Lane D-Don, Jay Nice, Chris Skills, Stack Skrilla. Have guys with affiliations with Makami, God Fahim from the dump crew and shit like that. Also, possibly work with this guy named Anthony Danza, who's collabing with YT. Who's from Seattle though? That does that. Yeah, that's his name.
Go back. You telling me there's a dude named Tony Danza?
No, Anthony Danza.
I know. That's why I said Tony Danza.
No, but he yeah, it's.
I'm sorry.
His
bro.
vibe.
See,
We're
I didn't
coming
wanna
up with
do
every
it.
type of name
See,
now.
I was holding on because I didn't want him to be like, "Oh, well, you're like."
No, but you know what's funny though
So
is
like,
that his vibe actually fits to like when Tony Danza was big in the '80s.
Stop.
I'm telling you, he's got bangers. I'm
Oh,
telling
I need
you,
to
bro.
hear
he's
it.
got
Tony
bangers.
Danza got
You gotta
bangers.
play
All right,
him.
word up.
I'll play
After
some shit.
Dangle, after Dangle,
After
play
Dangle,
him.
you know all the cats out here, bro.
I got that. I got my homie Mesquine Halim,
Okay.
who's from Delaware, but I think he's resided in Arizona as well too. We got a project Postman L, who's in South Africa. I got
Nice.
Milky Fellow, who's in Ukraine. My boy Flip, who's in Chile. Sabio from Arizona as well. Shy Slim from my OG Shy
There's gonna
Slim
be,
though
like-
from Chicago.
Like 5 Instagram stories of honorable
Yeah.
mentions.
Who else?
You got to send me
Who?
the list.
He was saying so
Hold
many
on, one
different.
second. What was that again? Oh shit, yeah. Oh yeah, my girl Chung though from Montreal too though. Oh my, I can't. I'm surprised I forgot that though too.
Sean
Though.
from Montreal. Damn.
Yo, she is. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I would put her as one of my like top female MCs.
That's what's up.
I'll put her
alright.
in
Oh, yeah,
any
check her
money
out.
on
Shout out
any. Yo,
shout out
she
to
is
Sean.
nice.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, she's super nice.
Oh yeah. All right, word up. That was a lot of places. Shit.
Yeah, I
Then
can
doing
think
Arizona in there. That sounded
all
mad
over the
exotic
world.
for a second. I'm like, oh, Arizona. I'm like, oh, it's U.S. It just sounded compared with Ukraine and everything. Arizona. For some reason, that sounded like another country to me.
I mean, when you go there, it's damn near another country.
Yeah.
It's a lot though, but besides the secret joint
Yeah.
though, but that's what I'm working on right now though as well.
God
so.
damn, bro. All right, shit. Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. You know what I mean? Super producer. That's what y'all do.
that
All right.
is
So,
so fun.
as far as streaming platforms and social media, where can they find you?
They can find me as Yosonova, Yoson. Oh God, I forgot to spell it. OVA.
I'm like, Tommy, you doing it right. We can't even spell out here. Tommy gun. Hit you with a Tommy gun.
That's what the drop is for. Don't
That's
worry.
it. That's right.
on IG, pretty much though. I have everything on IG right now though. And if you want to see some of my music that I've released so far, with Sips Volume 1 and some of like my some Lucy beats I made on my SoundCloud as well too, by the same name.
Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what it is.
Yes, things you do.
Yes. Let's not forget
Oh,
guests is
that's
here.
what you said. Oh, I didn't. Okay, my bad.
Thank
You
you.
thought he
I
was just
feel like
sound.
That is what you said before. Go ahead, go ahead, go
Sade, it's the things you do. That's probably what she thought.
No, I didn't hear. I have headphones.
Whatever.
Just
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Get your streaming.
Definitely run that things you do though. Guess is join the Purge though. Yeah, that track's fucking special, man. Though for real though, like.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that shit.
When because he had me doing like a video for it, but then he ended up changing it. So you used the video for something else. But I had to hear in the editing process, I kept hearing the song over and over again. And I was like, God damn, this shit is fire.
Word.
Don't tempt me. I will play it right now. I kept it. I was cleaning up the folders. I was like, I'm about to keep this shit.
Was that the one that had that? Yeah, okay, yeah. So I
Yeah,
heard
that
it
was
too.
that
All
one,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I heard it.
Nah, but
That
yo,
was
like
interesting
for
version.
real, like that's like I play that song in general though. I'll be like, yo,
That was an interesting ass version. I remember that. There's a couple laughs on that one.
Yeah.
We'll keep that off
Cause
air.
I kept so like after like I'm listening for like his words to like hit like certain like parts of it to emphasis and I'm listening to the beat. I'm like, damn, this shit is layered. It's fucking beautiful.
my thing is the whole way. Now I want to give props to guests on this though.
Yeah.
It is tough though, and especially when it comes to sampling for people to rap on songs that have people singing on there or talking in general. So when he was like spitting on that, I'm like, oh shit though. Like, it just like to me the vocals in the back was just another instrument.
Yeah.
Like it just like I was so in tune to what he was spitting on there and it fit perfectly with the song.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like I can run this shit back though. I have no problem with it. It wouldn't be like it just like felt like it was like not like banging with my ears, like, pause. But
Yes. Yes. You see?
Bro finally got another guy on the show to say pause.
With that sample playing in the background, you almost have to like get to a point where you tune the sample out, so you're listening to like the instrumental, but you know it's there.
right. That shit beautiful though, man, for real though.
Hell yeah.
And like it wasn't a beat that I would pick
Normally,
normally.
right.
No, but it was good to hear you.
The
on
vibe
it.
was right.
Yeah,
It
was
made
really
sense,
good.
man. And it definitely fit with the purge and everything. So right in the feels.
Yeah, just go with it though. Yeah,
What
for
was
real.
what was the name of the original like of your track for it? Huh?
No breaks.
No breaks.
No breaks. So when like you sent me the cover of right when we were like, oh, like look what I like pick something out, and I'm looking at the track list like while I'm looking at the name. How he not put no breaks on there? I was like, what? I'm like, I done listened to this 20 times. Like, now I want to hear the real version. I was a little upset, and then I actually got it. I was like, okay, never mind.
Again,
didn't
but
know.
again though, I was like, the name of the song "No Breaks Freestyle." I'm methodical because I'm not gonna say the artist though, but like the song is called "Don't Stop." The sample I took it off though, so I was like, oh, don't stop, no breaks. Like,
Yeah,
fuck it,
makes sense. Yeah, oh, that's fire.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I swear to God though, I'll drift in my Corolla with that song though. I dead ass.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive in the rain. That shit. Every time I hear that, that's my shit.
Slow motion.
Yeah, cruising, man. That's what it is. That's right, man. There you go. You can't stop the rain. That's right,
I
baby.
think I still actually have
I
that.
love that shit. Though.
I still have that
Right.
little clip of the car because I added it to his video, like the original. And that shit was
You
just.
should just
fire.
throw that in the video. Just throw that in as like his B-roll footage real quick. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I still got it. I got you.
All right, perfect.
Shout out to Google Images for that joint.
All right. Fair enough. I'm not gonna tag them, but okay, fair enough.
They will
All right.
not be an honorable.
No, they
mention.
will not be an honorable mention. All right, so we got that out the way. Do the closing stuff. I did have one thing to say, a little quick 2-minute
We
rant.
don't have to actually do closing stuff,
Okay.
or we could just
Oh,
be
yeah,
like,
that's
thank
right.
you. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay, all right. So
yeah.
thanks again to Yos. I do have a 2-minute rant. Can I get rid of it here? Because I'll probably forget by Thursday.
Go ahead.
Okay, so recently, and I thank you again to Yos for coming through. This has nothing to do with Yos at the moment. This is just something I was going through in the past
Oh,
week.
I thought he was about to say it was for me.
No, not for you either. No,
I
no.
do,
So
yeah.
this is a quick thing. I just want to give a shout out or a little PSA to rappers, producers, graphic designers, engineers, everybody that I am friends with on social media. For the past, I don't even know, close to a year, for some reason, and I've talked to guests and you about this, I have not been able to repost anybody's post on my story.
You've been talking about this for like
Right,
6
but
months.
this is what I'm going for. This
Okay,
exactly.
I'm
So
listening.
just this past week,
Yeah.
after I posted a picture of myself, which I hadn't done in a while, all of a sudden, a couple hours later, that feature comes back on. And I am now able to post other people's stuff. For the longest, it would look like as though that I do not support you. I would, in a sense of I would not repost your shit whenever you did something. I would have to go as far as
So wait,
screen
what was it?
recording or screenshotting whatever you're doing,
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right,
post it
yeah.
on my story. So it took a little bit of extra effort, a few different steps, no big deal. I still shouted people out.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm on the podcast, I shout you out because for some reason that feature works there, even though it's the same phone, just a different account. Now, I say that to say this. I was scrolling through Instagram. Another producer I follow, Curtis King, had a little video that said, support should be a one-way street. I did not see the video because I got interrupted by a text, so I just posted it, left it in. The idea stands the same. If I support you, if I shout your shit out, if I repost it, do not feel the need to do it back to me like it's some fucking like for like, follow for follow bullshit. Because half the time, you niggas don't even know me. You probably don't even like me, but you feel compelled to do that just because. Don't do that shit with me. Yeah. I'm being real if I'm supporting your brand. I'm not doing it for clout. I'm not doing it to hope to get a fucking feature out of you. I don't give a fuck. I don't like you that much to do that. I will reach out to you if I want that. So if I'm showing you, I'm just looking at you because the mic is pointing that way. If I'm showing you love, that's just it. Don't feel compelled to do the same for me. If you do it for me, cool. But guess what? If you do it for me and I don't like your shit, don't expect me to fucking repost your shit back. That's just how I roll. It is what it is. It's a business in a sense. Like, I'll listen to your shit, but if I'm not fucking with your shit, I'm not going to go out my way to say, hey, your shit is dope. That's just it. You can call me an asshole if you want, but this support is a one-way street. I'm tired of people just doing the follow for follow, like for like shit. It's bullshit. It's fake engagement. I don't need it. If I don't fuck with you that hard on social media, guess what? I'm unfollowing you, and there's a little feature that says I can remove you as a follower, so you don't even know that you're not following me no more. And I'm cool with that. And that's just what it is. You can. You can. Now, look, because I see it all the time, and this is just me, my opinion. Mm-hmm. I'm not throwing shade at nobody, but I'm not caring about who supports me and who doesn't. I mean, I care about who supports. I don't give a fuck about who doesn't. I move on and continue my day. I'm a human being. I'm a fucking rapper. I got my own shit to worry about. I got 2 kids at home. The last thing I give a fuck about is whether you reposted my shit just because I posted yours. Get the fuck off of your fucking feelings. Grow the fuck up. We're grown men in this shit. All right? I'm tired of following you little 20-year-old rappers who get so fucking annoyed and sentimental over some bullshit.
I know Guess missed you. There you go.
All right, man. The peach moscato got me saying too much. Shout out to Tommy.
I've been waiting for you to use that drop.
So I just wanted to say that. That took longer than 2 minutes, but that's just how I feel. Support is a one-way street. It shouldn't be a two-way street. If you feel inclined to do so and you know I fuck with your shit and you fuck with mine, hell yeah, go ahead and drop that repost. That's what's up. We in this together. If I don't fuck with you, you're probably going to find out. There's a lot of you motherfuckers that I don't really fuck with, but I still show y'all love because your music is dope. But as a person, you are a shitty individual. And I cannot stand you. That being said, I'm good. I've said enough. I'll leave it at that. So, Yos, thank you again for having us, bro. The Chop Shop is a beautiful place. Nina, thank you for having us. Guess, you're the fucking illest producer in the world.
We're going to chill for a bit. So
yeah, I got to chill for a bit, but just here for podcast purposes.
Seriously, again, see, I got the lights though, too, though.
Yeah, I seen that. That's what's up. I like this. So we're gonna chill a little bit. The fan's going to keep blowing. We're going to get some more vices in the air, get more of this Moscato flowing, maybe some pizza, and hang out, listen to some beats. All right, and we're back. So, again, if y'all listening, thank you again. Lyrical Fix Pod, Kid Pro and Sade here. That was our interview that we had with Yosonova out at the Chop Shop at the Neighborhood, South Jersey. So, shout out to Yosonova again. Shout out to Nina, both of them for inviting us into their place to have us over for the interview. Greatly appreciate it. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you.
Wait, I edited that episode, like that part of the episode yesterday, but I don't know if we got into wet or dry in it, or unless that was in the beginning at some point, because people are going to be like, what's wet or dry?
Okay, so if that wasn't mentioned in the interview, I was learning about wine with these guys, and Yos was telling me, okay, there's 3 different types of wines. There's wet. Oh, excuse me, there isn't wet. There's sweet, there's dry, and there's dessert. So my dumbass was like, all right, well, yeah, let me get some of the wet, thinking that there was an actual wet. There wasn't a wet. We all had a fucking good laugh.
Oh, that was off air. Yeah, that was off air.
Well, hence the name Wet or Dry for the episode. My dumbass, not knowing about wine, thought that if there's a dry one, I'm like, all right, let me try the fucking wet, see what this is about.
And now we have a group chat with Yos.
Now we have a group chat with Yos called Wet or Dry. Makes sense.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah. So, thanks again. So we're back now. This is the second part of the episode. We are back over at Sade's in a more North Jersey setting, a little more comfortable with the surroundings, I guess.
I was so fucking hot because it was nice, and then while I was editing, you hear like the birds because there was a fan, so I was trying to edit out the fan.
Right.
But I didn't want to do it too much because then it sounds choppy, and then on top of it, I didn't want to lose the birds either. So we got some birds in there too. Yeah, we were in the chop shop, and that shit was amazing.
So yeah, that was pretty much it. Now, what I wanted to start with, again, thanks to those guys, and also Guess again for being a producer for us as well. What was I gonna say? So what we're gonna get into now, we're just gonna move on. There was like a lot that happened this week, which was crazy because I didn't expect so much to happen, but a lot did. So we're gonna quick fire through this because our interview was already an hour and a half, and we don't want to keep this and rest of the episode too long for y'all.
Yeah.
You know, so what I'm going to play right now has to do with another incident that happened after the George Floyd, after Ahmaud Arbery, after Breonna Taylor. The stuff just keeps happening.
Yeah.
It just doesn't stop. There's been since the George Floyd protests, there's been about 20 African Americans that have been shot and killed by police since this happened.
And then some lynched too.
And some lynched. Let's not even talk about it. 2 have been mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
One is Rayshard Brooks, which I'm going to play the audio clip right now.
Yeah.
The other 3 still have been undisclosed names, but they've been by city halls.
One of the lynchings, they said they were ruling it as a suicide.
That's how they're ruling all these. And there was another one that's been mentioned yesterday. Another person, unknown name, but they've been mentioning it as a suicide. Like, I don't know what the hell has to be done if we got to order private autopsies. But there's no way. There's just no coincidence that there's this many people
There's
now.
been so much bad. Like, we've seen the videos of, like, just insane, like, the Karens. And I seen they're calling them Marin, but I'm down for Ken. Or
I was calling him Chad.
Actually, Chad. Okay, wait. Chad is better. So we have Karen and Chad. So the Chads are fucking bugging. Yeah. And there was this. I seen a video where this one girl. It looks like Hicksville. It looks like a town full of bikers, all white. Probably missing some teeth and gingivitis and all that. And there's this one girl she's just protest. She has the Black Lives Matter poster. She's walking around with it, and what was I gonna say? And then they're cursing her out, and then she's like, "Fuck you, black." The video's like that, and then all of a sudden it chops over to, I guess, another video, another perspective, where all of a sudden you don't see the girl, you just see a bunch of white men. But like they look like they're like leather and everything, and you don't see her, but you see one guy reaching over, grabs the sign, and he's folding it up. And the caption said, I didn't see the rest of the video because I just couldn't. But they all attacked her, and apparently she was getting beat up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See this is stuff that's happening all the time. Like, there's so many pages popping up on Instagram and stuff being sent.
And she was a white girl.
Like, where it's just a full page of just stuff happening, whether it's Karen's going wild on Instagram or it's this one site I regret following now. I'll probably unfollow them by the end of the day, called Hood Site, where it's just playing nonstop clips of different people, just bullshit happening during protests and just racism, and it's just like, this is the stuff that you just keep seeing and keep seeing, keep being fed.
Homegirl who went missing, she tweeted about her sexual assault, and she said she was like, this was a black man that did it, and I don't people don't realize that I was sexually assaulted by a black man, and this is the same people that I'm fighting for.
Yeah.
And then she went missing for a few days, and then they found her body.
Right. Which goes to show you, I mean, it's still happening. Doesn't matter the color. People are still getting killed. People are still getting mistreated. Like, it's just ugliness everywhere, and it's just being shown now at a more rapid pace with everything going on. Like, this shit's just not stopping.
No, not at all.
You know? So now,
watch out with that.
Oh yeah. So what I was mentioning before, one of the cases where a young man was hanged. Sorry, this is how fucked up it's been. I'm mixing up names now because it's happening so much. What I meant to say was, there was an incident that happened about last week, I believe. A young man by the name of Rayshard Brooks, who was asleep at a Wendy's parking lot, a drive-through, and it was causing disruption with the other cars. The other cars were having to go around them. Cops were called. Yeah. He was taken out of the car. He was questioned. All of a sudden, he was taken down. He was resisting arrest, apparently. He grabbed a stun gun from one of the officers, was running away. As soon as he pointed his stun gun at the officers, what the camera footage is showing from both the Wendy's and from the people that were in the drive-thru. As soon as he runs away and points the stun gun at a police officer, he is then shot down. He was pronounced dead once he reached the hospital.
Yeah.
So I apologize if I was all over the place with that, but this has just been another
and he was
crazy incident that's gone on.
He had stopped because he was feeling like sleepy.
Right. So he was drunk. The car was off. He wasn't driving. He fell asleep.
Yeah.
Like,
I've done that before. I've slept in my car
it's
a couple
happened.
times.
And then, you know, people are trying to justify this, and then little do we know, CNN, a sheriff of Georgia, is being interviewed. A black man, by the way. I don't have his name here, but I have an audio clip where the anchor woman asked him if the attack and the killing was justifiable based on what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play the audio clip right now. This is a black Georgia sheriff who was in agreement with what happened to Rayshard Brooks. So I'm gonna play that right now.
Of him being stomped in the head or having his firearm taken and used against him was a probability, and so he did what he needed to do, and this was a completely justified shooting.
So you think lethal force here was necessary?
It's very necessary. The Fourth Amendment allows it. This is the objective reasonableness standard, and there's nothing malicious or sadistic in the way these officers behaved, and it's very unfortunate that the law enforcement leaders in the state of Georgia have not come out and stood together on this case. The likelihood of him being stomped in the head.
All right, so I just repeated, but
Yeah.
that was Sheriff Alonzo Williams, by the way. Basically, again, just saying that the officer that shot Rayshard Brooks was completely justifiable, and that it's in the Fourth Amendment. And this has caused a bit of some backlash because it's now been reported that the officer that shot Rayshard Brooks, which his name was Garrett Rolfe, he has now been officially charged with felony murder, along with 10 other charges. The district attorney in Georgia, Paul Howard, also revealed that after Brooks had been shot, Rolfe kicked him while the other officer, Officer Brosnan, stood on his shoulders. That officer is now facing 3 charges as well in this case. Now, because of that, there's also been some news that the Atlanta police are now not responding to calls, and a large number of officers have reportedly walked out following this murder charge against the officer. Sade, what are your thoughts on all this going on?
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, with everything going on, it's not that it's expected, but I figured that it wouldn't be an easy. It wouldn't be like an easy transition, I guess.
Right.
Like we talked about it before, where Obama had said, like, it's going to be little goals here and there that we're going to be able to achieve, but not everything's going to be fixed overnight, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I understand, and I know there was going to be like blowback, and shit was going to pop off, but for him to say all of that, knowing like he should be defending, knowing that to me it just smells fishy to me.
It's very fishy, and then I just go back to like the case of Dylan Roof. Dude, and it was discussed as well, like in Dave Chappelle, like it reminded me again of how crazy this was. But the one thing that wasn't mentioned in the Chappelle thing is, he shot these people in the church after praying with them. But what the most disgusting part about it was when the policemen finally arrive, there's no physical force upon this kid. And they stopped at a Burger King to get him food. If this was a black man who walked into a white church, prayed with the people, and then shot them, the second he comes out to surrender himself, these motherfuckers are shooting him down.
No, 1,000%.
Like, you can't tell me that wouldn't happen, because we've seen it happen so many times where a black man has his hands behind his back or he's on his knees and he still winds up getting shot.
Yeah, and I want to be able to get all their... Oh, why are you calling me? I want to be able to get all their names down, but then at the same time I feel horrible because it's so many stories, so many people passing that it's hard to. Like the one guy where it was a bunch of cops and they're all telling him different things to do.
Yeah.
Put your hands, no, get on the floor, put your hands up, put your hands behind your back.
It's like a wild game of Simon Says.
Yeah, and then they shot him, and and then you see a lot of these videos where you can tell that the cops, that they don't react right away, and then they do it because they know that they're being filmed. So then they're like, damn, well, I'm being filmed, but I'm gonna be pretty much persecuted if I don't help my fellow men out. So they now they're joining in on the shit.
It's like, I think it's
they're more afraid of the other cops than they are of society.
I may be sounding a little bit like too naive right here, but I just think for white people, they do not have, or they don't understand the level of trauma that a person of color experiences when they see police lights.
Oh yeah.
Like for me
go ahead.
myself, like I've been in plenty situations myself where I've experienced racism, but I've also experienced racism with police.
Oh yeah.
You know,
no, of
I'm not
course.
white. I'm not the blackest person in the world either, but I have color. When you see me, you can tell that I'm a POC. I'm a person of color.
Yeah.
So I get just as afraid when I see cop lights. The other day, I didn't even tell you. The other day, I'm riding home to I'm riding to the grocery store to get milk for my kid. I'm at a stoplight. A cop, I don't even notice because I have my music blasting. There's a cop behind me who hits his lights loud as fuck, tell me to get out the way. I'm about to pull off in a 2-lane from the left to the right. I realize that I can't because there's an old white man crossing the street as I'm doing that. And I got so fucking afraid.
Yeah.
My instinct was go and drive. If I'd have went and drive and pushed down like that or moved to the side, I would have hit that old white man. And then God knows what would have happened to me afterwards.
Yeah.
The cop was beeping, screaming at me. I'm like, I'm pointing like, yo, there's a white man crossing, like as quick as I could.
There's nothing you can fucking do.
The motherfucker just gets mad, waits for that white man to cross, goes around me, and goes off. I'm at a red light. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
My life flashed before my eyes right there. That shit scared me. White people cannot fathom that type of PTSD.
No.
Like, it's just, you see so much in TV and in movies, and then you experience it in real life, and you just have no idea the type of bullshit and the type of pain, mental trauma that we go through when we see cop lights, because we don't know if we could end up being that next hashtag.
Oh no, of course. And then even dealing with even dealing with like if you're just on the street, if you're just chilling and you see a cop drive past. Like, did you see the video of the kid? And I get like the video.
Basketball.
Yeah, just not it like he's just dribbling by himself and he stops and you see him like looking into the distance, and all of a sudden he gets behind the car and you see the cop and he waits and then he finally leaves. That's fucking terrifying. Like, I don't want my kids to have to feel like that.
Now, of course, there's no context in the video. We don't know if, maybe the kid actually did do something. We don't know. We don't know anything.
That kid had to be like 10.
Right. So there's got to be a reason why he's hiding behind the cops. Now, granted, a lot of white people I saw in the comments were like, "Oh, he probably did something." I'm like, granted, there's no context. You could say that, sure. But with everything going on, is there not?
It damn near looked like he was living in the suburbs. I really do think I'm
it's
sure
not even
his
safe there.
parents. I'm sure something either happened to his parents or his parents told him to be careful around cops.
Right. So
and to hide.
That I'm thinking right now is probably more the reason why he did what he did.
I would tell my kids
It's
the same.
spoke volumes. That video is a great interpretation of how the rest of us feel nowadays. We don't even want to fucking see a cop.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad enough we don't even call the cops if my white neighbors. I don't even call the cops when my white neighbors are playing music loud as fuck next door and my kid's trying to sleep.
Yeah.
The last thing I'm gonna do is call a noise complaint.
Yeah. No.
Fuck that. I don't want to deal with them because then it'll look like I'm complaining or they'll tell me to shut up. Like, God knows what the fuck's gonna happen, but I don't want to deal with police in any way, shape, or form right now with all this stuff going on. I never wanted to begin with. I definitely don't want to.
Because there are good ones. Not all cops are bad,
of course.
but there is a level of brotherhood where they feel like, okay, I'm gonna get rejected if I don't help them, if I don't back them up. And this is what I trained to. This is what I, worked for. Even though, granted, it's not a long time, they should be trained a lot longer.
Oh, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, but still, it's just, I don't know.
No, it's sickening, man. And Rayshard Brooks is just another situation where it's just not gonna stop. So we pray for everyone involved. Condolences to the families and friends of Rayshard Brooks, and also all the other incidents that are happening right now, all these lynchings as well that are happening right now. It's just a lot that's going on. You want to stay on this topic? Is there anything else you want to say on that?
No, you can move on. I'm sure there's gonna be more shit.
Yeah, there's gonna be more shit.
Time out.
Yeah, we'll time out. All right. So, moving on. There's been a lot of talk about everything going back to normal. One of the big things has been, or one of the big discussions has been sports and entertainment. Yeah. Notably sports with the NBA. The NBA has been going through a bit of a back and forth between the NBA Players Association as well as the owners on trying to figure out what the next steps are to bring the league back. They've already proposed to have this kind of bubble thing where all the players or players of 22 teams are going to go and spend the next 2 to 3 months in Orlando, kind of like a bubble setting where they'll be playing games, kind of playoff little tournament type style shit to determine a winner of this 2020 season.
Yeah.
It's gonna have like personal barbers, gonna have DJs, they're gonna have their own concierge.
Yeah.
Basically a place for players and their families to chill for the next 3 months. There's been a lot of backlash on this. A lot of players think that this is just taking away from what's going on in the Black Lives Matter movement, and this is just another distraction. One of the main people that have spoken out against this has been Kyrie Irving. And just this morning, he's been proposing that he wants to get players to start their own league, and they want to boycott the 2020 season. I think it's a great start. I think it's great thinking.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take a lot of work to make that happen in such a short time. A lot of the players feel like they're voiceless, and they're just agreeing to do this because that's what they have to do, because the NBA is so powerful. You're not going to stop the National Basketball Association from restarting their season, no matter how many people boycott. People like LeBron, Kawhi, Paul George, the main stars of the league, they want to play.
Yeah, so
So you're at an impasse right now. We want to play. We want to go back to normal. We want to still be able to bring awareness and incite change from our end. Other players are like, well, no, this is just another distraction. We really should be focusing on the problems going on in our climate. We can do so much more than just play basketball.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to think about this.
Because I'm sure, like, LeBron, for instance, sees it as if I go back and I'm playing, not only do, like, I'm sure he's going fucking crazy. Like, I'm sure he misses it. He wants to go back. But I see where it does. I think it'll help during this climate, especially if they're in there. They can do something from home. They probably, they have platforms. They can do something at home. But I feel like if they're in it, and more eyes are on them.
I agree, but it's like, what can you do now? Are you going to show up, kneel at the national anthem, wear T-shirts, do something before a moment of silence? When you tip off the ball, I don't know.
So what is the
what's
devil's
gonna happen?
advocate? What is the end goal if they don't show up? What are they hoping for?
That's the thing. That no answer. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about before. Like, everybody wants to talk and have conversation, but we don't have an answer what to do.
Yeah.
So, you want to do all this. You want to play. What's going to be the outcome? And if we don't play, what's going to be the outcome?
True.
Do we want to distract? Do we want to incite awareness? Do we want to incite change? How does bringing the league back going to do that?
It is good. Not that we should be distracted, but at the same time, I see where it could work, where it's like a little break. Like, here's just a little bit of time where you can not focus on, like, because people need breaks.
Yeah.
So it's a good break, I think, but at the same time, I don't know.
Because all eyes are on the NBA because, like it or not, this is the quote-unquote blackest sport in America.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It has the most percentage-wise of African-American athletes. You know, football, you could say that too, but, like, you see a lot more white quarterbacks, and those are usually, like, the faces of the team, the stars.
Yeah.
Every NBA team, pretty much a black guy is the face of the squad. I can't think of any ones right now where the white player, maybe Dallas is a European dude named Luka.
Yeah.
That's the only one I would say that's like, all right, there's a white guy.
It's predominantly black, though.
But predominantly black. So you feel like, all right, whatever the NBA does, you're going to see the other leagues follow suit. But I don't see the NFL doing that. I feel like the NFL has too many racist, white, slave-like owners to want to, like, boycott their season. I feel like whatever they're going to do, they're going to have their season on, no matter what.
You know what? So off, still sports, but off that for a bit. Did you see the shit with the Cowboys?
Only thing I've seen about the Cowboys is the one player has COVID. That's it. I don't know anything
Oh,
else.
no, that's old. No, what was I going to say? The owner.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. I fucking despise Cowboys, and I hope all the fans now despise them too.
Yeah, that dude's got to.
Jerry Jones said, pretty much that if anybody kneels during the anthem, they're kicked out.
Right. I mean, this guy is super conservative, super whatever you want to call him. I'm not even going to say political terms because that's a whole other issue itself.
I know, but he's like he's a master. Like,
he's
you can
ultimate
tell.
slave master. I mean, this guy is the GM. He is the owner. He makes all decisions. Yeah. If the coach makes a play, this guy's going to run down and change it. Like, this motherfucker is the ultimate dictator when it comes to football owners. So, yeah, he's one of the people that definitely got to go. He is so stuck in those old school ways.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to say, like we said before, can't blame somebody that's stuck in their own ways. If they don't want to see the light and they don't want to see the progressiveness that's going on in this country, that's on them.
I understand that. So you okay. So with that being said, how do you feel? Okay, so you're saying that you can't blame them. Sorry, I'm trying to find my words.
Yeah.
You can't blame them. So who do you blame? Do you blame how they were brought up?
I blame how they were brought up. I blame their environment. I blame their values.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I feel like people should grow out of things.
I agree. Also, I agree. It's your responsibility to grow out of your trauma and your past beliefs and shit.
I hate the fucking Cowboys. I do, but I've seen enough games with like Giants and Cowboys that I know there's some black motherfuckers on that team.
Yes.
So,
it's tough enough for them.
It's like and it just, I don't know, that just sucks.
Some of them just get in line and just deal with it because they don't want to deal with the ramifications. Like,
and that's what happened.
Fined.
Yeah, but I think that because that's why so many people didn't follow Kaepernick. But now it's a little different.
Oh, and now Roger Goodell has been put on record saying that he feels that Kaepernick should get a second chance, and even
he should.
And President Trump was questioned as well, which I caught on Instagram. Do you think Kaepernick should be given a second chance? And he said, absolutely, if he plays well enough. He said that was Kaepernick's problem before. I guess that tryout he had earlier this year or last year,
did that shit
where
on
it's just like and then Trump said, I think his rookie year he was great. His second year he did well, and then there was a drop off, and that's why he's not playing anymore. Like Trump didn't even mention anything having to do with him kneeling. Didn't mention anything having to do. It was all about his skill level.
He's not gonna touch it. He's not gonna touch it.
Like,
I think those tryouts either. Yeah, he could be rusty, but I feel like he wasn't putting it in his all because he doesn't want to be like a monkey dance like what we talked about before when that whole shit happened.
And there was stuff saying that Cap wanted his own people. He wanted his own receivers. Like he didn't want to go on the NFL's rules. He wanted it in his own stadium.
Yeah.
Like type of deal. And that made it look bad to people that weren't paying attention to what was going on.
Yeah.
And if we want to get into some actual sports shit, if you go into all the quarterbacks that have been hired, drafted after Cap kneeled, a good over 70% of them Cap's a lot better than.
Oh no, he is.
You keep seeing these.
He was a top quarterback.
These quarterbacks that were just like had summer jobs or were like substitute teaching, they're called up to be a backup quarterback, a third string quarterback, and when they finally get to play, they're playing shitty as fuck.
Yeah.
And all these people are like, "Come on, you're telling me Cap's not as good as these guys?"
No, he is good. It's everything to do with the politics. Him bringing politics into it.
He was blacklisted. Like
he was.
He was shunned.
Yeah.
And then for him to come back now, I don't know. I don't know if everything that he stands for, if coming back to the NFL is the right idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if it takes away from his legacy. I feel like he wins the battle if he does, and it's an ultimate slap in the face if he leads a team to the Super Bowl and wins. Like it's an ultimate fuck you, and then he can retire.
I don't see it happening. But I feel so if we say that we want Cap back in football. And I'm not a 49ers fan, but I still I liked Cap. He had his talent. He was skillful. But if we want Cap back, then why can't the NBA go back?
Yeah. Because
you can do stuff from the inside. You
absolutely can.
You can make shit happen from the inside. Because Cap, he got shunned. He got blacklisted. But he was able to spark the conversation.
I think it's
now it's different time. So if something were to happen in the NBA similar to Cap, people are gonna be more mindful because this is a movement that I for one hope doesn't go away.
Yeah, I think it's more of just the fact that the players don't want to go back because they know they're now going back to an association that doesn't really care about what's going on right now. And they could care less. They're just all about making their money.
True.
And keeping their ad revenue going.
Yeah,
it's a business at the end of the day.
It is a business.
Unfortunately, a lot of your employees are predominantly black, and it doesn't look like you're standing up for their injustice right now. That's going on. So to come back to that type of work environment, knowing that your bosses don't really give a fuck about you and just care about winning that championship and getting their ad money in and their TV time and all that, I think that's what's bothering them the most. The fact that we can go back and we can.
Because if they decided as a unit not to go back, yes, that would hurt them. That would hurt the NBA. But what exactly would the NBA do? after that.
Yeah, so it's tough. It's a catch-22, man. I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
A lot of these young players need those paychecks. Those
yeah, I was
paychecks.
about to say, like, they eventually will have to go back to work.
Right, and
They need
don't
money.
know any. They don't have any other skills. Yeah, they got their degrees to fall back on, but that doesn't guarantee them a job.
No, and degrees. That's barely because
Barely anything.
Barely because they usually went off a full ride and got drafted as soon as out of college.
Yeah, so it's like you realize it's going to be a lot of trouble for a lot of them, and it's
No,
like
it is.
and this is going back to what we were talking about before. The main thing I said a couple weeks ago. Yeah, we want change, but are we really ready for that change?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If the NBA players walk out and they start their own league, yes, we'll have a league. They'll have to get resources. They'll have to get sponsorships. But the money, the treatment, the hotels, all the fancy shit, that's probably going to go away. It's not going to be $1 billion company that's going to just treat you guys like royalty everywhere you go.
Yeah.
It's going to be probably like 3-star hotels, regular-ass bus rides.
Airbnbs.
Airbnbs, shitty treatments, all that stuff. But this is what change is going to have to be, right? We can't expect to just start your own league and it be the same amount and the same treatment that you get before. It's going to be different. So it's something to think about. It's got to be more than just moments of silence and wearing T-shirts during the warm-ups.
Yeah, because I'm sure that's what they'll be like. Okay, well, what if we do this? Like, we're paying respect.
Yeah, we're wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt as our warm-ups. Okay, that's been done already. Like, what else is going to be done? Like, okay, donations, absolutely.
Because I can see if, like, in sports world, if everything did go back to normal, then it's like, okay, then you're not helping, you're not supporting, you're not doing anything with your platform.
I was watching fucking Italian soccer yesterday on ESPN, and the crowd, the big shot of the crowd is just computer generated. It's empty.
That's
and
weird.
They're pumping in like fake
Yeah.
audience noise whenever somebody scores. It's super weird. It's super weird. Just seeing a bunch of green screen fans.
That is really weird.
Like it's wild. I'm assuming the NBA is going to be like that. So it's just like,
well, yeah.
And football is going to be even weirder. You're going to be able to hear everything. It's just weird what's happening right now. And you fear for everything, and then you have everything like a second wave is supposed to happen. So shit's fucked up from every angle, no matter how we look at it, man. And
it is.
that's just a story that we're going to have to keep our eyes on as it progresses, man. All right, so moving on. Another quick fire topic. One of our leaders of hip-hop finally spoke out.
Oh, we're going to have to pause because I was going to hear the song with you.
Okay, let's do it. Y ya regresamos con más Lyrical Fix, el podcast.
Podcast
Con Sade and Kid Pro. All right, so what were we talking about just now? We've been taking a couple of breaks. We actually had some delicious food come by.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh, so good.
I got the itis.
Hit the spot. All right, so where were we before? What did we even leave off at? I forgot.
J. Cole.
J. Cole. Okay, so
yeah, we're actually gonna start that little thing over.
All right. So start over?
Well, no, you don't have
Just
to
go
start
into
over now. You just go into it like we just heard the song, like we did last time. So we are back.
Okay, so we're back. All right, so another topic that we heard this past week, one of hip hop's leaders who had been suspiciously silent. J. Cole made a track recently called Snow on the Bluff. This isn't your typical protest song. It was more of just like him talking about
why
how he was feeling and why he was suspiciously silent. He mentioned that he just doesn't know enough to be considered one of the quote-unquote leaders of what's going on right now, to which this angered a certain rapper in Chicago by the name of No Name.
Yep.
Now, in the song, J. Cole kind of replies to her like, this one person was kind of going at me, kind of mad at all the celebrities that have not spoken up. You want to? Yeah, go ahead, read the tweet.
So this was like the end of May. No Name tweeted, "Poor black folks all over the country are putting their bodies on the line in protest for our collective safety. And y'all favorite top-selling rapper is not even willing to put a tweet up. Niggas hold discographies be about black plight, and they know where to be found."
All right.
And then, so that's why, because I didn't peep it right away, and then somebody had took a screenshot of that and did the screenshot of J. Cole's lyrics, and we're like, oh, if anybody's confused why J. Cole is getting backlash, this is why. Because she was talking about Cole and Kendrick for not speaking up about George Floyd.
Right, which I would have thought that too. I'm sure everybody would have thought that too. I mean, look, this is J. Cole, who's made many songs about this. He's been at protests, especially for everything that was going on a couple years back. He's been involved in the black community and speaking out and, trying to help wherever he can, whether it's donations, whether it's showing up for marches, anything like that.
Yeah.
So No Name obviously was mad with, good reason. And Cole puts out that track. Kind of seems like he's going at her when he didn't really need to.
Yeah.
So, of course, more Chicago artists start speaking out, most notably Chance the Rapper. His tweet, I have it here, he had a couple.
Yeah.
Yet another L from men masking patriarchy and gaslighting as constructive criticism. Someone on Twitter reposted that, saying, yo, I know no Name is your people's, and Cole did not read the room before dropping that, but come on, bro. To which Chance responded, quote, they both my peoples, but only one of them put out a whole song talking about how the other needs to reconsider their tone and attitude in order to save the world. It's not constructive and undermines all the work No Name has done. It's not black women's job to spoon feed us. We are grown.
Exactly.
So I
got it.
had I had a similar argument with someone at a radio station, shout out to Danny Ray, station head, regarding this. I don't even remember the guy's name, but it turned into a whole, like, he was talking about a whole another point, just dissecting J. Cole's song. I was making my point about the actual conversation. Like, look, bro, it's gaslighting. Like, regardless of how you want to see it, Cole could have just made a song about how he's not someone that should be considered a leader and how he has more that he needs to learn. There was no reason at all for him to go at No Name or even bring that up. And that just kind of made it look like, all right, now you're just coming at a woman, a black woman at
especially,
that.
Especially for the times. Especially if you are going to put a song out right now. I don't think a diss is really good right now at the moment. It's not.
Yeah, and Cole has this whole Cole hive where you can't disrespect the legacy of J. Cole.
Was that the fight, though? Was he arguing about that?
That's what it seemed like. Like, to me, it's just no reason you had to call out No Name in that track to begin with. If you don't know anything, just say you don't know enough. Like, the fact that you had to mention somebody else kind of like was a swing and miss for me.
Yeah.
Just say you don't know shit.
Because then he goes in and like, he'll say, shit, just had the lyrics up. Damn, I can't find it. But yeah, continue. Let me find the lyrics.
He feels like he's not doing enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so then just
and saying like,
that.
And then going on to say like, I had to work hard to get myself out of slavery. Like, I bought myself out.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with those lyrics. My whole thing and
but
what
it's why would
Twitter
you start?
Was that why would you start something against a black woman who was saying something? Like, just say your part and that's it.
Yeah, and then everybody now is not starting, but by now it's already in the middle of it. Canceling Kendrick and Cole.
Yeah, which I think is a little too extreme because these are like, two of our favorite artists of this past generation of rap.
Kendrick has gone out and protested. Cole has gone out and Cole, that did kind of serve as a catalyst to everything.
Right.
So, oh shit, sorry, I had a burp. I'm so full right now. I want to go to sleep. My bad. But like, I get like the diss and the song itself. It was bad taste. But at the same time, like, why? I don't know. People just want to cancel just to cancel. It was
just to cancel for no reason at all. Like, it's just, at this point, it would have been better if J. Cole hadn't said anything and just went to the protest and left it at that. But I get it. People are expecting all these people in high positions with platforms to speak out, even though, like Chappelle said, the people on the streets, or just the streets in general, are already doing enough.
Yeah.
Y'all are cool riding in the front seat. We cool chilling in the back watching y'all do your thing.
Yeah.
Because y'all are speaking out just fine enough. Like,
yeah, it's like,
right now,
it's not needed at all.
J. Cole making an inspirational track is not going to make anything better or make anything worse. All it's done is just kind of taken away from what really should be talked about. And now we just spent the whole fucking news cycle, a week, talking about how J. Cole's track isn't resonating well with the black community.
That's fucking retarded.
Like, and this turns into a distraction.
He was like, I don't know. It's annoying. And then now, because everybody was... Where's Kendrick's music? Where is it? They've been saying it for long enough. Damn came out 2017. The 2-3 year run, that's what Kendrick is kind of good at. So this year would have been the year for another project from him, or possibly next year.
Right.
But that shit's not happening.
Probably not. And if you went further as to someone else on Twitter, because Kendrick's not the most active person on social media, but his label mates are. Especially the president of TDE, Punch.
Oh, yeah, Punch, yeah.
There was a random person that tweeted at him saying, hey, tell Kendrick it's time for the real to return. To which Punch replied, and it spoke volumes, nah, niggas don't appreciate it.
No.
So as of right now, it looks like Kendrick won't be dropping anything. Because according to Punch,
because
we
not
don't deserve
everybody knows what the fuck is going on.
Right.
So to go to the extent of canceling him on his fucking birthday, no less, just yesterday, and starting this whole thing, like, you don't fucking know what he's doing. You don't know how he, of course, feels the same way that you feel.
Right.
But what is, I don't know.
Are we gonna act like
I'm over
Kendrick
it.
and Cole don't feel as mad as we all do? Like,
because
we know it.
Because they're not literally saying anything and they're not tweeting about it, then it's the end of the fucking world. Then they're on the opposite side. They're with the Karens.
Right.
Like, no.
And then again, we go back to what we said before. Why the fuck do we care? Why do we care? Yeah, he put out To Pimp a Butterfly. He put out Damn. Cole's put out his shit. And we respected it and we let them alone. And now all of a sudden when something comes up, like, you're just making it so that...
Technically, yeah. I mean, I do see the other side of it. This would be the time to speak out. I get it. But there's just, maybe they don't want to say anything because... Not that they don't want to say anything, but they're probably not saying anything because it kind of steers away. Maybe they feel like it's going to take away from what's actually happening. Just like Dave Chappelle said, I'm chilling in the back. I mean, he is older, different generation, but he's chilling in the back. We're doing shit in the streets, and it's not like they've made their faces known. Like, you know what Kendrick looked like, even with his face covered. You know what he looks like. Cole was out there. So, but I mean, it's not that it's enough, like, oh, that's enough for us, but I don't know, hop off their dicks, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even imagine the headache it must
be
to be them in a position where everybody's coming at you like, yo, what are you gonna say, what are you gonna say, what are you gonna say, as if you're fucking the president or something.
Yeah.
Like,
and Kendrick's been quiet for it. This is not like he's all of a sudden being quiet. I was just looking at the Kendrick picture I have on the wall. It's not like he's just being quiet right now. He's always been quiet. That's just how he is. And
man.
he speaks out when he's ready to.
Right.
So,
and then what are you waiting for Kendrick to be on the steps of the city hall in Compton and give some inspirational speech that all of a sudden is going to turn the tides and make everything change? That's not going to happen. Even if it did, what? So now you got a nice little Instagram clip and you can prove that he said something. Then you move on, and then you're going to go at the next celebrity that hasn't said shit.
Make no damn sense.
It makes no sense. Like, y'all people don't know what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. Hip-hop is like, you guys are looking at these guys like they're our saviors. Like, no, we just want good music from them. We're not expecting them to change the world's problems.
No.
Yeah, they can spark the idea, the creativity in somebody, sure, like Tupac has. Granted, fine.
And
great.
that's been Kendrick's kind of thing, too.
But at the end of the day, these guys are just entertainers. They're music artists. They're worried about making music.
And at the end of the day, they're people.
They're people. Like, we got to worry about everybody else that's doing something. Like, are we going to take attention away from Kendrick and not worry about the... Like, let's say, for instance, the girl at the Hackensack protest that spoke, that spoke at the beginning and spoke at the court steps. She did just as big a job that Kendrick could have done if he was out there saying a speech.
But it just would have been more widely spread. It would have been all over social media.
And that's the problem. Like,
because they do have, like what Joe was saying, like, if you have a platform, you should be speaking about this when he was going after the Shade Room and shit, which... I do get that point. Like, if you have, like, we have a platform, it's, it's not as big as theirs, but we're still speaking about it. Right. We're still, bringing awareness to it. We're not going to just gloss over that shit. So I get it, but at the same time, you can't cancel somebody over that shit. Because who the fuck knows? And that's why, like, when Punch said that shit, he's like, I don't, like, no, y'all not appreciated it. Right, exactly. Like, you want to cancel somebody, but you still want him to say something, and you still want music, but you want to cancel him. No, fuck out of here. He was probably gearing up for a release. But now maybe he wants to change everything to go more according to the times. Right. Or his shit is usually according to the times anyway.
It's always been, yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, we can't hold these guys like that. Like, come on now. We're holding them kind of like hostage to say something and shit.
Yeah.
Shit is fucking wild. So, yeah.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. You can't win out here, man.
No.
So, let's go into the fucking next topic, because that shit was just bothering me so much.
What we got up next?
Let me see. What we got up next. Let me bring that up. I'm moving around this shit like an idiot. Hold up a second. Good. I forgot we can always just punch back in. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this is the last thing I really wanted to touch on. And it deserves a bit at the end because it's kind of stupid, kind of whatever. But I don't know if you've noticed, but a big trend that's been happening now is that all these corporations whether it's entertainment, whether it's food, have been blackening up. So they've made the effort to tell us that they stand with POCs. But now it's like, okay, I'm going on Hulu and I'm seeing a black stories section. I'm going on Netflix and I'm seeing categories catered towards black movies.
I didn't even notice that.
Aunt Jemima, the people that made Aunt Jemima are now looking to take Aunt Jemima, the
They're
logo.
changing it,
They're changing the picture.
Yeah, I seen a video. I didn't save it, but I seen a video where it explained everything.
Because it can depict a racial stereotype. So now Twitter, of course.
I mean, technically it is.
It is.
I forgot what stereotype it was. Shit, go ahead.
Oh, no, well, it's just that basically a black woman back in the day.
No, it's a term for it though.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, they had like a set. Those were like your main. Those are your characters, and the way they depicted it in those movies back then. Like even when they had the blackface. Oh fuck, I can't remember because they had kind of like they had the sexy one that was like promiscuous. Then they had like the dumb one. Then they had the mother type. I just don't remember her name.
Right, so straight up stereotypes, basically.
Damn.
Best way to say
But
it.
yeah.
But yeah, I feel you on that. Same thing like when you see a Mexican restaurant and the dude has to have a sombrero and a mustache and wearing a poncho.
Yeah.
Same fucking shit. Same thing. So now Twitter, of course, goes off and be like, all right, well, if you do Aunt Jemima, you got to do Uncle Ben's rice. You got to do the cream of wheat guy, blah, blah, blah. And it's like all these companies now, I think, are just jumping on this bandwagon.
Because those were like kind of like your Uncle Tom's.
Yeah. And now all these companies are jumping on bandwagons and they're making sure that they include black people some way or another in their products, or they have more respect for black people. Let's change names. Let's change logos. Let's add this. Let's give black people this. And the whole time, black people and people of color are like, all right, this is great that you want to consider Juneteenth as a holiday. You want to do all this stuff. Yeah. But where's the justice that we've asked for from the beginning?
Well, yeah, true.
That's what it comes down to. Yeah, it's cool you're giving us off. It's cool you're changing the logos to not make us feel bad.
Target just made it a paid holiday.
Right.
Yeah.
So, which is all good. But the main thing that people have asked for from the beginning was never that. It was more like, can we get justice for what's going on?
Well, no, it was that too. It was. And that in that defense, it is that because people want more depiction. And like growing up, Spanish people, like just people of color had the set stereotypes and the set storylines that I've been watching like reruns of like old shows, and I'm like, okay, so now you have black people on the screen, and now you're kind of in the hood. Now all of a sudden it's rap music that you're playing, like little things like that. Oh, you got a Spanish girl, so now she has to be like a chola and be all angry. Like there's just they want more portrayals in like TV, movies, and even businesses with the low. Like I understand that. Yeah. So that is something that's been wanting to have. That goes along with justice.
Yeah, it's just a shame that it has to happen now.
I know. But corporations can't really get justice if they're not part of the system. Yeah. They're not part of the system. They're not. They're just trying to better, okay, you know what? It's about time we do this. So I actually think it's a good thing. But at the same like you can't get mad at them for changing all this stuff and then say, "Oh, I want justice." Yeah. They can't do anything about that.
They can't do anything.
They can't.
They definitely don't stand as much as they should. I feel like they're doing it now because there's so much backlash coming and it could look bad for them.
Yeah, no. I just seen a video where in Taco Bell, some guy got fired because his mask had the Black Power fist and it said Black Lives Matter. Right. And he got fired for it.
And the handbook says nothing about that.
It was like a group message where it was to everybody and it was about the mask. And then it said, which was a little confusing because it said masks aren't mandatory, and then it went on to say you have to have two masks that are like you're required to have two masks on hand that are both cleaned and blah 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 and all this shit.
Can't touch it, can't put it on your chin or your head.
Yeah. Yeah. But like that, like I get why they're trying to clean it up, but at the same time, you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. It's not what the people wanted at the beginning, but if you're gonna do a couple things here and there,
at the beginning of this,
yeah.
But in time, people did want better portrayals of themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like I don't need to see a black section. You could just mix them in with the other titles.
No, that was a little, yeah. Like I didn't even peep that.
If it's an action movie, I don't care if it's a white action movie. I don't care if it's a black action movie. Just put it in action. Yeah. I don't need to see black stories. Like it kind of seems pointless.
Yeah, but they're just also They're just trying to clean up. They're just
trying to look clean. Like, oh, look, we care. Like, that's what it comes off as. Like, oh, yo, we care about you guys. Like, no, you don't. You just want to get your money right. You don't want us to boycott you.
No, of course, yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to.
No, 1,000%. They just want to, clean up their image, which I understand.
It's wild out here.
But I'm 1,000% down for that. I'm like whatever about, but I'm down for corporations updating themselves according to the times.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you how much can change when people really like stick up for themselves.
Yeah, use more black models in your commercials, like actual like
simple
regular fucking people in your commercials.
They're just as good as actors as the whites.
Yeah, because if you want our money in it, and they don't even most of the time these commercials, they don't say shit. It's just background music and they're smiling and they're doing whatever, like things like that. Or when you have like the commercials where it was a few years ago where all of a sudden now you're finally seeing black parents. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Yeah, so. Together, just not a one.
Or interracial, yeah.
Or interracial, you're seeing more gay couples now. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. You remember when McDonald's, this is random, remember when McDonald's just started blackening up their commercials?
I mean, as they should.
But that's all you'd see? Like, there was an R&B commercial where dude was singing about nuggets?
I remember that. That was a little weird.
That was so weird.
See, that was, it's, like, I get, like, the old shows that I've been watching, I get you're trying to incorporate more, but at the same time, it's like, it's too on the nose. It's like too much. Yeah. Like you're trying too fucking hard.
The woman in the Popeyes commercial. The black lady in the Popeyes commercial. That's
the Louisiana thing.
Louisiana, yeah.
Yeah.
It's at KFC just being a straight up white plantation looking guy.
He definitely ran a plantation.
Yeah.
That's for sure. He definitely had.
Yeah, Colonel Sanders definitely had some shit going.
He definitely had some hoes on the side waiting for him.
I saw some shit the other. I guess we can leave it at this, but it was just a random meme I saw on Instagram. It's like, you basically talking about people that say they're not racist just because they have biracial kids or they have mixed kids, but then it's like, you know who else was racist and had mixed kids? Slave owners.
Oh yeah.
And I read that, I was like, yeah, point taken.
All right, so do you want to talk about tomorrow? By the time we drop this episode, it'll be Juneteenth. I actually I didn't know this. I saw B had posted on her story, and I was reading into it.
You can finish with that. School us.
Tomorrow, Juneteenth.
Yes.
Today, whatever.
June 19th.
Will be Alicia Keys, a celebration of Alicia Keys and celebration. Alicia Keys and John Legend, which I think is gonna be good. I didn't see what time it was though.
Because the last thing you want to have on Juneteenth is a battle.
Yeah, Versus is not. It stopped being a battle a long time ago. But still, we didn't even that. Okay, a quick thing on Versus. Jagged Edge. That was completely fucking trash. That was trash. I was screen recording it because I was in the middle of watching a show with my marathon friend in Virginia, so I didn't want to be like, oh, pause, I gotta watch this. So I screen recorded it, and then I checked in for like a little bit because she's like, oh, pause, I'm gonna order food. I was like, all right. So as I'm waiting, I stopped screen recording it so I can watch it. So bad, and it looks so awkward that I just couldn't watch it anymore.
All the members weren't there. The Jagged Edge's audio was fucking terrible.
Yeah, and then the whole issue with was gonna say that Swizz and
Timbaland.
Yeah, that Tim were talking about after, because they'll do like their post thing, their post live, and he was like, we're sending them equipment, and now we just have to make sure that they're actually doing it, because leading up to it, they do the sound checks and everything, and they're fine. And then for some reason, Swizz was on Joe Budden shit, and he said it. He was like, all of a sudden, as soon as their verses starts, they didn't use any of the equipment that we gave them.
Right, which is super, super weird. Now, I don't know what this equipment entails. I don't know if it's fucking up your shit when
it's probably just like not even like actual equipment. They're probably like little things that you would have in like a studio type thing with like speakers.
Look, bro, we sent you a speaker and an aux cord.
So that's probably all it was. Super easy, or maybe some Bluetooth joint. Super easy to go with, and they don't want to do it because they want to be fucking all extra and shit, and it doesn't work out. And it looked just awkward.
It really is. I think the best way to do these, because I think Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, that by far, that one, and along with Teddy Riley Babyface, that was the best one. Now, I think because they figured out that it sounds a lot better if we're just both in the same place. Now, granted, when quarantine was happening, the early episodes that really couldn't happen. It was
No.
kind of tough, especially when these artists are in different parts of the country. With Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, they were both happened to be in Jamaica. I'm assuming it was in Jamaica.
Yeah, they were.
So they were in the same room. They made it work. It sounded great. I'm hoping and I'm imagining in my head that it's going to be a big room. John Legend and Alicia Keys will be there. With
they're both on the West Coast, right?
They're both. I don't even know, but they'll both have their own pianos in studio, and they'll just go back and forth. That's what I'm imagining in my head. It'll be a live performance, doing their 20 songs, both playing from the piano. Fucking dope. That's what I'm hoping.
That would actually be really good.
That would be amazing. I think that would definitely knock it off. And you're getting the both R&Bs. You're getting piano players, pianists, and you're getting the first man versus woman battle.
Yeah.
So you get a little trifecta, and this is definitely groundbreaking right here.
Oh, it's gonna be so
the battle
good.
that you and me have been talking about. If there's gonna be a male versus female, who the fuck would win, or who would go, who would be in it?
I mean, if it was a battle, Alicia Keys got it.
And we did say that only way it would work out would be R&B. I can't see a male rapper going against a female rapper. Like R&B is like that genre where it's like, okay, male and female. It's like unisex. It's like it's considered. There's no weirdness. There's no awkwardness.
I wonder.
There.
No, I get it. The I wonder if Versus is gonna stop soon because I feel like it's been slowing down a lot.
Yeah,
because I realized I'm like, damn, I haven't heard shit in mad long, and then bam.
Who else do you get? Who else doesn't have an ego big enough to want to go on there and not risk their reputation?
Yeah. So, but back to it. So yeah, Juneteenth facts.
Yes.
So we've always. Oh, here, sorry, my bad. Oh no, I lost it.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. Let me see. So we always said like, we always thought for the most part, we always thought that it was like the day that enslaved people were freed. But the day, let me get the quote. I quote, "It marks the day when enslaved Texans found out they had been free for over 2 years." Yeah, that shit was wild.
Right.
So
it happened in '83, but apparently they weren't notified till 65.
65.
65.
So it was 63 and 65. Well, 18, sorry. So if anybody's 1863. So yeah, it was actually January 1st, 1863, but they didn't know until some general came into Texas and announced it. So there were different like speculation saying like, the reason for the 2.5 year delay was maybe like a messenger was killed on the way with like the news of like the freedom and everything, or the message was delivered, but slave owners were like, nah, we want to keep this here.
Yeah, and there was something about possibly just using them up to get another harvest of cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's sickening, man. Let's not tell the black people they're free yet. We can use another harvest.
Like get one more in or something like that.
Of cotton. Like,
yeah.
get the fuck out
or
of
as
here,
much
bro.
as they could until like the news
Jesus
broke out.
Christ, man.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah. So it's not the official day that slavery was abolished, but it was more so that which took 2 years, which is unbelievably ridiculous. But that is the meaning of Juneteenth. And going forward, I definitely plan on treating Juneteenth as if it was July 4th. I haven't been celebrating July 4th for a while now. Like, I'll go do the barbecue with fam, but like I don't like.
Yeah, I don't
keep quiet. Like I just take it like a day off with fam.
Because any time like when people are like, oh, I need July 4th off for what? Some fucking fireworks? I can see that from work. Like I'm good.
Yeah, like I don't even feel comfortable just like even going to fireworks displays anymore because of what it means. No. It's just like, like when it's little stuff like the third verse of the national anthem.
Man, I was at a barbecue Sunday and we got some fireworks. I'm good. Like fuck out of here. We do well. I mean, they're not legal, but you can get fireworks anywhere. So I'm good on that.
I'm so good on that. I'm done. And Juneteenth is my celebration going forward. Like if I have the day off on July 4th, cool, whatever. But I'm not acknowledging shit anymore as far as July 4th goes. You can call me unpatriotic if you want, but after reading and learning so much this past year, just based on this country's history and learning the backstories behind stuff, like. Being a person of color, how really could you want to celebrate a day like that?
No.
You know what I mean? We're not treated 100%. We're not treated equal here. Like it is what it is.
Yeah, it wasn't really like freedom for everybody.
It wasn't free. And it's still not freedom for everybody. So, excuse me if I choose not to acknowledge July 4th. Don't get me wrong. I still appreciate and I still support everybody that's fighting for us military-wise. And I respect them for the sacrifices they made for this country. But a lot of this bullshit ain't even your fight, man. Y'all just fighting for some motherfuckers that want money or want oil or just greedy. So until we figure out what really we're fighting for, like, I'm good off of that celebration shit. Y'all can say what you want about me.
I'm
but
1000%
Juneteenth,
good on that one.
I'm celebrating that for sure.
All right, so let me see. I mean, the only thing, this is my favorite thing. Hold on, I just gotta add this. I can't wait with the voting and elections coming up. Oh shit, 1 second. With the voting and the elections coming up, this is about the best thing I've ever fucking seen. Let me see. I'm gonna add it. Oh, here. Oh no, it's not playing yet. 1 second. Hold on. Okay, it should be playing now. That was probably the best shit ever.
That
Just do it and we'll be done.
was just. I mean, that wasn't Trump, obviously.
No, but it was the best
But
thing
yeah,
ever.
but yeah, that was funny.
That was just the best fucking shit ever. I just keep watching that. And she didn't know it was a Trump impersonator.
Oh, she didn't know? Of course she didn't know. It was a kid, yeah.
Yeah, no, she didn't know. Like, he dressed like it. And he fucking sounded... I didn't know. I didn't realize that until until I saw the whole caption. I was like, oh, okay. But still, best fucking thing in the world. I mean, we really just got the BET noms, but we could say that for next week because it's not happening until the 28th.
But
anyway.
I will say, it's bullshit. A lot of those categories are bullshit.
I
a lot of
know.
people got snubbed that should be on there.
We'll get into it next week. Yeah. Any closing things?
Closing thing, nah. Everybody just again, Black Lives Matter is not a spirit week. Got to keep fighting, keep sharing stuff, keep reposting, but also make sure you're doing your fact checking. Don't just post stuff blindly because it looks like it may make sense. Yeah,
and I know today, technically when this airs, today there is going to be Newark. The people that did the huge protest in Newark, I posted in my story, they're also doing like a Juneteenth barbecue kind of deal where there's going to be performances and shit.
That's right.
I'm going to try to make it,
There's a couple going. I think there's one in Newark.
Yeah, the one in Newark, yeah. I didn't know about Broadway. Newark, I'm going to try to go. I don't think I'm going to make it, but I'm going to try to make it.
I'm also going to try to make it. I believe Ron Solomon is going to be there speaking. He might actually perform as well.
Yeah, because that's where I seen it from. Like, he had posted. I was like, oh, shit. But I should be able to go, though. I'm going to say. And then, yeah, thank you for Yosonova. That shit, that wine, I'm still...
Yeah, yo.
That wine conversation. Oh, that was amazing. Those beats he played.
Oh, yeah.
And just to see him do it live and the fucking Santana shit. The
samples. Oh, my God. I'm so ready. All right. So that was it. That was a little short episode. But again, we had that interview. Hope y'all enjoyed the interview. Thank you again to Yosonova. Thank you to Nina. Thank you to guests for rocking with us, helping us out with the episode. We had a fun time out in the neighborhoods. And, yeah, that'll be it for episode 42. So, as always, you can check us on at the Lyrical Fix Pod on IG. Check us out on Anchor, AudioMac, Apple, Spotify. Check us out on YouTube. You can get all the videos, the clips, all that good stuff, as well as on Instagram. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Give us those 5-star ratings. Keep us hot out on these podcast streets. What's up?
We didn't do If You Don't Know.
That's all right. Fuck it. We'll come back to it next time.
All right.
If you don't know, we didn't do no If You Don't Know this week. If you don't know. But now you know. It's all good. It was a long episode already, but we did get them from Yo, so that's all good.
Yeah.
So that matters.
Do I just make his the only one?
Yeah, fuck it. We got him?
No, that doesn't work. I'll do it again. I'll do his next week. It's fine.
Jesus. All right.
We'll be like, all right, so this is
any other parting words?
No, I'm straight.
All right, man. So as always, Lyrical Fix Pod. This has been your host, Kid Pro.
And Sade.
And we'll catch y'all next week. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wash your ass.
Peace.
Peace.